Hello, everyone. Welcome to. Well, one sec. There we go. How to put that down. Welcome, everyone, to the Weiss Schwarz Community show. If this is the first time in one of these streams, this is the stream where we get together with a content creator in the Weiss Schwarz community, and we get together. We just talk about just stuff that's happening in the Weiss Schwarz world. But today we have a very special guest. You can see from the nameplate, we have Matt the Intern, everybody, from Bushiroad. Everybody clap.
Hey, yo, what's good? What's up? What's up?
Hello.
Everybody.
Very excited to have you. So currently, so Audrey said applause. Thank you. So currently it is 8 p.m. PST in the West Coast of the United States. And what time is it in Singapore?
It's actually just 7 minutes past noon.
7 minutes
Yeah.
past noon. That's fairly
Yeah.
early. Did you eat? Did you eat your lunch?
No, we haven't. You caught me on my lunch break, dude.
Oh, how long's your lunch break? We'll try to get this all done before you have to go clock back in.
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about
It's
it?
all good. It's all good.
Okay.
Yeah, it's all good.
All right. So I'm glad to hear that. So before we get started, today's stream is sponsored by water. So everybody drink your water if you have it. I see Andy saying, please drink water, Bushi Matt. So, all right.
Yeah,
I
will do.
actually before the stream started, not to call you out, but I brought up like, oh, do you have water? And they said no, which is so that is
Yeah, it's a good call.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a good call.
Yeah, usually these streams, it's like an hour of just literally just talking, and it dries out my voice like immensely. And actually, friend of the channel, John Kempom, because they started live streaming, they were asking me, like, oh, what's like the one thing that you want to tell like all streamers? And I was like, get water, always have waters next to you, because your throat will be like gone.
Yeah, I think it's something like, it comes with experience because I don't really do this much. So yeah, I don't really sit in front of people for like hours and hours and talk and talk. So yeah, that's a good call.
Yeah.
I do have my water with me now, so thank you, saved my life.
Thank you. So we also this is a special stream as well because we will be doing some giveaways. We have a total of 4
Yeah.
giveaways to be doing, and how it's going to work is that this is going to be open to anybody. That it is going to be from the beginning, 2 in the middle, and 1 at the very end. So that is how that is going to work. And I do have so it's open to anyone. If you are watching the stream, you're totally eligible to enter both on YouTube and on Twitch. Essentially, I'll just be adding all of your names in a giant wheel, and from there, we'll pick a winner. So before we get to that, let's for people that don't know who is Matt, because if you're like an old head like me, Matt is a pretty prominent figure of Bushiroad, and I kind of want to say the face of public relations in Bushiroad. Would you say that?
It kind of grew from like just a couple of memes that I've been posting, but yeah, I guess you could say that like the last couple of English conferences have more or less been done by me. Any announcement videos generally, I've been involved as well. So yeah, I guess you could probably say that unofficially, because that's not really like a title that I have here. But yeah, for sure, yeah.
So and also like you also like typically work with like content creators as well, and like you reach out to them and also try to get them like opportunities to work with Bushiroad.
Just I think that's something that we've kind of been focusing on. It's something that I personally feel is a good direction to move in as well, just because I think it's kind of our way to give back to the community a little bit, in that sense, like as a thanks for like supporting the game, promoting the game on your time as well.
Yeah.
All these kinds of things, it's all organic and it's all positive feedback for the game. So obviously being able to give back to you guys again is makes me feel like happy about that as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So near the end, we will be opening up questions in the chat. But as of now, I do have a couple questions that, just to ease us into it. So
Sure.
we already know your name, Matt, but what do you like officially do at Bushiroad? Like introduce yourself essentially.
So my official title is TCG Marketing Manager. Sounds like a really big title, but honestly speaking, I work with the guys a lot, all kinds of different things. So I wouldn't really say like it's like a manager kind of thing. I'm still doing like a lot of things with my team collaboratively. So we work on projects together.
Yeah.
It covers all the trading card game brands for both Weiss Schwarz and for Cafe Vanguard, and now moving forward, also Shadowverse Evolve.
Yeah.
I'm also working on like events and stuff like that.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah, so if we go to conventions, sometimes the promotion ideas like come from our side, and then for tournaments, I have a team underneath that's also running those things.
Oh, okay. All
Yeah,
right.
so
Nice.
yeah, so actually quite quite a lot of things that we've been overseeing. Yeah,
Yeah,
so one of
quite a
those things
bit.
that yeah, it's just a couple, yeah. Then one of those things that we're working on, of course, as you said earlier, is community side, community engagement, and um, I guess running the Twitter and being a meme also, I guess is part of my job now.
Yeah. Yeah, there are a couple like memes that I've seen being
Yeah.
like thrown around of you.
Mm,
Oh, extra
mm,
depresso. Thank you for following. I appreciate it. But yeah, I have seen some memes thrown around, and actually, so there's an emote that I made, or like friend of the channel
mm,
Andy made, that we were gonna add to this stream specifically for this stream,
mm-hmm.
but we lost it. so
Oh no.
so I'm really sorry. Sorry everyone. We don't have um the Matt emote. It's a good emote. It was a good one.
Uh,
If we had it, it would be a good one.
Yeah, for sure it would be good. Yeah, I mean, so like every time we do videos, like the English conferences or any announcement videos, stuff like that. So I will get some of my other staff to like look through the videos, and instead of looking through the videos, what they like to do is like they'll pick up faces. They'll pause the video at random moments. They'll
Yeah.
find faces of mine that look really weird, and then we'll make those emotes in like our company chat. So there's a bunch of emotes of my face in the company
Yeah.
like official company work chat. There's like an official Slack account, sorry, official Slack and everything like that. So
Yeah.
everybody else can see. People in Japan can see this, by the way.
Oh,
So, but my face
nice.
is there.
Yeah. The people do that for me
Yeah,
too. Like
nice.
there's a meme, like, well, it's quote a meme, but it's like less of a meme and more that, so there's a joke on the channel that my viewers hate me. And that whenever I do this thing called Weiss Schwarz with viewers, there's like I play, take a guess. I play Weiss Schwarz with viewers, and there's always people rooting against me. They're always saying like, "Oh,
Mhm.
get his ass! Don't let him eat tonight," and stuff like that. It's good to see that I'm not the only one that's getting memed on by everybody else.
Yeah, but it's all good fun, so it's all fine. I don't
Yeah.
mind.
Oh yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah,
It's all in good fun. It's very fun.
yeah.
Thoroughly
Mhm.
enjoyable. So you work at Bushiroad. Do you have any background in trading card games?
Um, do you mean like do I play a lot of other games?
Yeah. Like do you
Like
play any of the
like
trading card games? Like before you started working at Bushiroad, did you have an interest in trading card games of any sort?
so when I was a kid, like this is like more than 20 years ago now. 20 years ago
Yeah,
now, I
we're
think.
all children at
So I
heart. All
mean,
right. So,
I mean, yeah, we're all playing children's card games still. So yeah, but anyway, I did start with a couple of games when I was, I think, 11 or 12 years old. I think that at that time you only had like a few to pick from, right? You had Yu-Gi-Oh, and you had uh, I think mainly just Yu-Gi-Oh when I was younger. Like
yeah.
I played a little bit, a couple of packs, but nothing too serious. And
Yeah.
then about 10 years ago, I got into Vice. So my first ever Vice trial deck was the Disgaea trial deck. I'm not sure if you guys know, but
Oh,
like the English trial deck for Disgaea was a launch a long time ago when there was
yes.
no official like English edition, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
but that was like my first one. Yeah. So that's where it started, and then uh a little bit after that, Vanguard launched, so I started getting into Vanguard as well. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh man,
actual OG.
the Disgaea one came out in 2009, wasn't it? It's like way before the game started.
Yeah, super long ago, yeah.
But
But it was like because at that point I didn't. I wasn't able to read Japanese just yet.
Yeah,
So when my friends introduced me to this game, I'm like, oh cool, I want to play it, but is there English? And they're like, yes, there is. I think they had like Persona 4 and this guy at the time. So I was like, oh sure, I'll pick up this guy. I
yeah,
had a friend with me, and he picked up Persona that we just played with the trial decks for quite a while actually.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. So, what
Yeah.
was like? So, what was the first set that you consciously were like, all right, I'll pick this up, like definitely, like to actually like try to like attempt to learn.
I think the first booster box that I bought was Fairy Tail. Again, OG.
That
Old
is that
school
is yes, that
Japanese.
is definitely
Yeah.
OG. Yeah.
Yeah. And then but like the first deck that I really built properly was I think Bakemonogatari. Again, another old series, but like
Oh,
yeah, I picked that up.
all
And
OG.
I built a couple of decks from there.
All
Yeah.
the old heads right now are loving this. All the old
Yeah, yeah,
heads.
yeah, yeah. Yeah.
So
Like
was this
mm.
before or like during your tenure in Bushiroad? Tenure? That's not the word.
So I think it was like just slightly before. So the reason why I got in actually is because I was already playing like Vice for maybe 2 years, 3 years or so.
Yeah.
And then I had a friend that knew somebody who was working in Bushiroad at the time, like part timing, doing um uh let's like carrying boxes and stuff like logistic stuff. So they were like, oh, they're looking for part timers. Do you wanna? So it's really like complete coincidence that I knew this
Yeah.
person who knew somebody who was already working here, and then at that point, so Singapore we have like mandatory uh what's it called, national service, where we have to join the
Oh
army for
yeah.
2 years.
Yes.
Yeah. So that was like right after I came out of the army. So it was like I finished my army and my service. I came out. I was wondering what I was supposed to do because like applying for uni and stuff like that. And then this friend was like, "Hey, they're looking for part timers. Do you want a part time?" I'm like, "Oh yeah." I mean, I'm not gonna say no to
Yeah.
working at the company that I've been playing the game
Yeah,
for
giving the money to.
years, right? Yeah, yeah. So right, so I'm trying to earn back that money, but of course, over the years, I earn the money back from Bushiroad, I'll pay back to Bushiroad. It's
Yeah.
a cycle. It's like my money is never really mine. It just comes back to the company at the end of the day.
Yeah. So I did ask this question at the at Anime Expo, but I think like it
Mm,
also, especially for people that are interested like in the game and like how the
mm,
marketing
mm,
aspect of the game is like
mm,
how is specifically for like actually let me rephrase this question. Is
mm.
Are you in charge of Bushiroad's marketing in general, or is it just the trading card games?
Just the trading card games
Just the
actually.
trading
So
card
like
games.
we
Okay.
do have like a couple of things that fly our way sometimes, but mostly just the trading card games. So there's like a separate department that does like the mobile games,
Yeah.
which I think we're getting to be quite well known for at this point. Because some people will come up to us and be like, "Oh, Bushu is like a mobile game, like rhythm game,
Yes. Yeah.
company." Then we're like, "Wait, no, we're a trading card game company."
Yeah.
It's like how the perception has kind of changed over the years. But yeah,
Yeah. I from most people that I tell like, oh yeah, I play like a lot of Bushiroad games. They say it's like, oh, you play like Bang Dream and D4DJ, and I was like,
right,
well, yes, but mainly like Weiss Schwarz.
yeah,
And then
yeah,
from
exactly.
and now, especially since like I know this is more of the JP Bushiroad side, not so much the international Bushiroad side, but they've been doing a lot of collaboration with the Hollow Live. So I've been getting a lot of people like
Yes.
that. They've been like, oh, like the people that sponsor a lot of Hollow Live production like events, and they create a lot of Hollow Live production materials and stuff.
Yeah,
So
exactly. Yeah.
I think Bushiroad's like more branching out, which I do have a question about that like a whole lot later. But since you mainly only do like the trading card side, like how different is it like into like handling a trading card game, for the marketing side, as opposed to like a company that only uses like sells like shoes or something, where it's like more niche, I'd say.
Mm. I guess it's a lot more fast-paced than a lot of these other brands in that sense. I guess, but I mean, I think with any product or any service, you kind of always want to expand. You always want to improve, right? So like maybe every half a year to like or maybe every 3 months or so, you have something new. But like for trading card games, because we have like monthly releases, or actually more than monthly releases at this point. There's more. I think sometimes we have more than a release, like two releases in a month. So it gets hectic for sure. That's one.
Yeah.
Because there's all the things that go into pack. So like every product they release, we have to do a couple of things that are kind of like set in stone. Kind of have to do run through like the whole gauntlet of things that we need to do for promotions and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Even simple things like putting banners up on the website, putting up announcements on SNS. All these things are things that we can't escape from. I mean,
Yeah.
it's important to do as well because like we want to make sure that people are aware of these things that are coming out. And stuff like that, so they can plan their own finances, right? We don't want to drop you guys like about, oh, tomorrow we're releasing this thing, and then you're like, wait, I didn't save enough money, Bushiroad did like after my wallets, after every cent
they
from the
they
cup. But no, I mean,
they
we
did
want to
something.
give
They
this
did
information,
something.
so
Yeah.
yeah, but if we understand also like you guys have your own kind of restrictions in terms of your budget,
Yeah.
so we don't want to like drop the bomb on you guys too late and stuff like that. So we
Yeah.
want people to be able to plan.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Really appreciate it.
Speaking from experience as well, because I also wanted to plan my own finances when these things happen. So yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah. So I think the thing that's the most interesting about Vice, I think, even in comparison to other products, or even in comparison to like previously when we had Buddy Fight or we had like For Vanguard,
Rest in peace.
is I think like yeah, rest in peace.
Rest in peace,
But
Buddy
like
Fight.
it's we have to work with like the IP holders for
Mhm.
different releases, and each IP holder will have like their own set of restrictions or their own set of requirements, shall we say?
Yeah.
And we kind of have to follow those things because those are the things that they need us to do before we can release
Oh yeah.
the
Yeah.
product, before we can do like any promotions, any marketing. So a lot of it is back and forth, and it usually takes a lot of time because they have their own like thing they have to run, right? They have their own business. They have there are other collaborations they need to deal with. We're not the only people that are working with them. So sometimes these things we have to cater a lot more time to make sure that all these things can come out on time. Just
Yeah.
because it's not because like we want it so it'll come, or like if just because Japan got it we'll get it, because a lot of different companies they will have different licensing bodies outside of Japan. Um, so like for example, Disney, right? Disney is the biggest example I can give you because Disney has like different licensing teams, I
Requirements.
believe,
Yeah.
like in different regions.
Yeah.
Like every region has a different team. So like what works in Japan or what they've agreed on in Japan, um, may or may not translate easily into the international market. I guess you guys can
Yeah.
already see like there's been quite a lot of people talking about like, oh, like the Star Wars sets, the Marvel set, like the and now like the Pixar sets and stuff like
Yeah.
that. All these things, it's not as easy for us to get. I'm not saying that it's impossible. I'm not saying that we can't do it. It's just that there's a lot more hoops that we need to jump through. The more licenses or like sub licenses there are, so like it'll be easier to work with certain people because they've already sub licensed to this guy, and he's the one that deals with like the main license for us in that sense. So uh, it depends between companies. It varies in terms of difficulty.
Yeah.
Or yeah. So that's I think the biggest challenge, but also the most interesting experience in that sense because I've never really uh, uh, had to think about it in that way before. Because like you think, oh, it's my company's product, right? So I should be able to do more or less anything I want to do with it as long as my boss says yes. But no, there's like a couple more layers to this. So that's the uh, interesting part, I guess, about the job.
Yeah. I'm glad you touched upon the issues with Star Wars and basically all the Disney properties. Like you have no idea how many times people have been asking me. It's like, oh, when are we getting Star Wars? And I'm like, dude, it's not coming. Like, I'm sorry, it's not coming. There's way too much stuff like going into it. But thank you so much for like
Okay, but
people. Like,
I would say
go
it's
ahead.
not like a
Hard
no.
no.
I don't think it's a hard no. Like, but there are extra things that we'll need to do if we want to
Extra
do it.
hoops.
So
Yeah.
yeah, so right now usually we take like anywhere between 6 months to a year to confirm everything to put it out. But Disney may require a lot more time than that. So
Yeah.
that's the biggest challenge that we have. Yeah.
Uh huh. All right, for
Yeah.
sure. Still, thank you. All right, so it's not a definite no, but there's a lot of hoops and stuff to jump in.
Mm.
Do you want to do the first giveaway?
Sure.
Let's do the first
Yeah,
one. All right,
that's
let's do
good.
the first one.
Yeah, let's
All
do
right,
it.
so
Yeah.
I'm gonna give some people. So sorry everyone, I lied. The pop out chat or the participants chat only shows people who are chatting I thought it showed everyone that was watching. So it's only shows people who are chatting. So if you were chatting in chat both on Twitch and on YouTube, you're already entered. So if you're not, yes, Audrey, you're in. Everybody's in. I've been keeping an eye on it. So we currently have 16 participants, 16 people. And oh well, there's Brandon Smith. All right, well, I better add him too. Go, Brandon, go back to your own stream. Brandon Smith, add 8 chickens? 8? Adam Jabra. Ayo Sparrow. I think I added you already, right? No. All right. Well, you're added. All right. So stream shame him. No, please don't. Express Extra Depresso, I added you as well. You say booyah, I added you as well over on Twitch because you were chatting. And all right, let's call it, I guess. We got 20 people. All right.
Ooh, nice.
All right, so what we are going to do is we have, ooh, yeah, we got all these, and I will keep these names up as well. How's it gonna work? Would they message me? Would they message you? Are you gonna message them? We guess their address. Where are we gonna do this? Worry about it later.
Yeah, we worry about it later.
All right.
We'll some people first.
Yes. All right. So we're over here on the live screen. Boop. Pop this up. Here we have the wheel. All right. So let me open up chat because I just noticed that I closed it. There we go. All right. Ready? All right. So where's the button? Oh, the big button that says spin. All right. Are you ready, Matt?
Yeah, let's go.
All right.
Let's go.
3, 2. Oh, wait, hold up. We got one more. We got final entry. Eugene Pagil Pagli Kawan. Sorry, hold up. Let's wait. Thank you, user not found, for being a YouTube member. I thought I lowered the volume on that. There we go. Okay. So now let's do it. Okay. Here we go. We got 20, and should we do like a spin, then spin, then spin, then like the third time's the charm, or just like one spin, that's the winner?
Sure, let's do 3 spins.
3 spins? Okay,
Why
so
not?
1 spin. Oh, it's spinning for a really long time. Let's just have that as the winner.
Oh, okay.
All right, let's see who's
Sure.
gonna win. Adam Jabra? Adam Jabra. Well,
Yay.
congratulations. Woo, you won. Let's say an AOT box. Is that cool?
Very cool, yeah.
We'll do
very cool.
AOT Quince, AOT Quince, like that.
Sure, sounds good, yeah.
All right, GG, congratulations, Adam Jabara. Message me on Twitter, or I don't know. We'll worry about it later. I'll write your name down as you are the winner. So let's pop over here, and actually let me write your name down. Actually, let me put my money where my mouth is. Adam Jabra. There we go. You get an AOT. What is it specifically? AOT final season?
Yes, that's right.
All right. And then the other one is Quince 2.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. All right. Cool. All right. So we got our first winner. Congratulations. So with that being said, let's just crank back into gear of the next question. And again, if you want to enter the giveaway, just make sure you chat. I'm keeping track of everybody. And actually, Adam, sorry, got to take your name off. Hide choice. There you go. You got one. That's all you get. So, all right. So Matt, on to the next question.
Yeah.
Can we talk about the company decks, or is that like a secret?
Sure. Yeah,
Okay.
we can talk about that.
Okay.
No
So,
problem,
because
yeah.
so a while ago, I made a thing called the Weiss Schwarz Iceberg. Oh, this was like a year or so. Like during the pandemic, I had nothing else to do, so I made a thing called the Weiss Schwarz Iceberg. And I want. Do you know what an iceberg list is, or an iceberg chart?
No, I don't think I'm familiar.
All right. So it's like an internet meme thing where like at the
Okay.
like it's you picture an iceberg, like how it's like at the very top it's pointy, but the more you
Oh,
go deep down, like the more like dark and like bigger it gets, and like so at the very top
oh,
is the like what's like known, like the very surface level stuff, and at the very bottom
right.
is like stuff that like that only like the real heads know. Like it's like the real, not like dark secrets, but like the real like unknown secrets. And I
Yeah,
want to
yeah,
remake this list because I found out about the company decks.
yeah. Okay.
So
Sure.
can you explain for the people that don't know what a company deck is?
All right. So basically, with every release, we need to check. We do QC for all the releases that come out, and together with like the sample cases that we get to open, which is pretty cool by the way. You get to open a free case, not your money. It's new, not your cards, but you know it's still free. It's still cool to
Yeah.
like pull set SPs in there. But anyway, we do get uh sets of what we call like complete sets, which is basically one of every card in that release. We do get a couple of these, and
Mm-hmm.
sometimes what we do, or I guess most of the time what we do now is we grab four from these, and then we'll build decks from it. So we want to encourage our staff to enjoy the games as well because I think developing like an interest and love in the games helps in like doing your job
Yeah.
overall. So so uh, company decks are basically decks that we build from these sets. That we sometimes also bring out to conventions depending on the use. Sometimes we do like gunslingers where you get to play against the staff.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, but mostly we use it for like within the office to play the game and stuff like that. But most of them are pretty blinged out, I would say.
Mm-hmm. So I think because in the iceberg I did add Aina Aiba playing at Anime Expo in 2018, I believe. Were you
Uh-huh.
there?
No, I don't think so.
Dang. Okay, so but
Dang,
you
yeah.
know, do you know the deck that she was playing? It was a max rarity Roselia deck.
That might have been mine, actually.
Yeah,
Like,
yours? Your deck? Whoa, hold up.
is it
What?
no? Is it
Yours?
no? My office one that I built in the office, like
Oh,
the
okay. I
company.
was like, oh my god.
Yeah. No,
Can like
yeah.
is it like locked in a vault? Is it like where's the deck now? Specifically the
Look,
one that she used.
I can't tell you where it is now.
You can't. All right. That's
I
a
can't tell
company
you. No,
secret.
no, no. Confidential. Yeah, it's confidential. I can't
That
tell
is
you where it is.
confidential. Uh, Christian Arroyo said Matt is loaning out max rarity decks. No, not.
Uh,
Apparently, no. And
no.
Extra Depresso said, imagine being able to play with bling for essentially free.
That's
Not.
that's our life. Yeah, that's basically our life.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
unironically that is kind of cool. That is pretty cool.
Yes.
So,
Honestly, sometimes when we do it, it still feels it's kind of reduced like the value of SPs for me when I go out. So whenever I
oh
go
my
out with my friends and I
god!
crack so I crack a pack,
Oh
right? Then
my
you get an
god!
SP, you're like, oh okay, sure.
Oh my god! Stream's done. Stream's over. No more. None of this. None of.
Yeah,
Dude,
it's
I pull
desensitized me.
I pull an SP and I literally start shaking and crying. Like, oh my god, like that. Because the thing, so there we have a joke, like me and my friends group, that when you get quote lucky, you know, in gacha
Mm.
games, how you have like the energy bar. Then when you're out of the energy bar, you have to wait a certain period for it to
Yeah.
refill. So when you use up,
Mm-hmm.
when you like get lucky in a match, when you pull an SP, your entire like luck meter is completely gone. So now you have to wait like next month for
Yeah.
entire luck meter to be refilled. So that's that's
Yeah.
that. So oh my god, slightly upset. Not gonna lie, because yeah, I pull an SP. I literally just like yeah, I'm gonna tell everyone. I'm gonna post this on all my socials. Like I call my mom. It's like mom. Yes, I know I haven't called you in a month, but guess what I just did?
Yeah. Oh, no. I mean, that was for like a short period of time. Sometimes I mean I kid, but like
Yes.
I think you still you never really get over the feeling of opening your own SP, right? So I think like when I open like the packs in the office to do like checks and stuff, or like when you see the things come from the com sets, it's also shiny, right? So like you're just like, oh okay, whatever.
Yeah.
But like I think the stakes are higher when it's your own case, or like when you are opening products. So like whenever I buy a product myself.
Yeah.
And then you get stuff, then of course you'd be happy, right? Like for sure. Like
Yeah. Oh,
um
absolutely.
yeah, so like Shadowverse, the third booster of Shadowverse just came out. I don't know
Yes.
if you guys know, but like the Japanese one just came out.
Yes.
There was a collaboration with like a Nichi-sanji VTuber,
Yes, that is true. Yeah.
I pulled the leader um sign, and I went insane. I lost my voice. I was just screaming. I was
Okay, good.
screaming all night.
If you were gonna say it's like I just put in a penny sleeve and I went to the next pack, I would have like, all right, we're done here. This stream's over, disconnected, no more. That is insane. That's so cool. Lancer
Yeah,
Links, friend
yeah.
of the channel, Lancer Links said, "Come on, SPs aren't that hard to get." So Lancer Links, he's on Twitter. Everyone go follow him. They they crack open so much product and they
Mm.
just show off all the SPs. And like it's not like every day, but like every other day, I just see like, yeah, I just pulled this, and I'm just like, oh, you motherfucker, like, oh my god, I'm so jealous, so jealous.
Uh, yeah, I know how that feels. Yeah, it's yeah, but I think the SPs are. I think it's a good reason for us to like continue doing SPs and stuff like that. It's something that's very exciting to open for,
Hmm.
and yeah, if our hands weren't tied, like, we
Yeah,
definitely want SPs to be in every
yeah.
set for sure.
Did you want to talk about like some sets that we don't have SPs for? Is that something that you're able to disclose?
Uh, I can't share too much information about that, but I think I hope everybody can understand. Like, it's not something that we want to actively take out of the game. It's
Yeah.
something that has been iconic in Vice for since the beginning, in fact.
Yes.
So I don't think it's something that we want to actively remove,
Hmm.
especially because it adds so much uh value in all senses of the word to the products because they could be there's so many different people who buy shorts, right? Like nowadays it used to be a very core group of people
Yes.
who enjoy playing the game, but right now we have a lot of people who are like, oh, they're collecting as well. They just want to, like, more casual players are like, oh, not casual players but like casual collectors that are coming in. Oh, I love this series, I'm gonna buy this one SP for that one character that I really
Yeah.
love. And that's also, part of the game growing, basically.
Oh,
There's a lot
absolutely.
more
Yeah.
eyes on it
Hmm.
nowadays. Yeah. So it's something that I think has been there since the beginning. I don't think we would do away with it uh intentionally if we could help it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I hope everybody can understand that. Like sometimes we can't really say these things too explicitly in like our posts and stuff like that also.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's definitely not something that we want to remove. It's something that, oh, okay, we're unable to get it, so unfortunately we have to find some other way to give you guys some value
Yeah.
in that sense.
Arms War 88 said, great job getting SPs back in SAO though, Matt. Keep fighting for English.
Yeah, no worries. I mean, it's not really just, but like everybody else has been. I think everybody in the company agrees with basically this vision, and it's not something that we actively want to take away from, because
Yeah.
like it does feel bad. Like even when we have to announce it, it feels bad. Like we know
Yeah.
everybody's gonna be like, oh no, why are you doing this? Bring back SPs, the kind of thing. And
Yeah.
it's uh, I mean, think about it this way. Why would we actively be sabotaging our product like that, right? Like it's not,
Yeah.
it makes no sense if you think about it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just hope that everybody can, try to understand that
Oh,
it's not
absolutely.
it's not something that we want. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, definitely. So you touched upon Shadowverse. Did you want to talk about Shadowverse? Or do you want to strictly status way? Or
Mm.
is because I know Shadowverse recently was announced for English.
Yeah,
Is there
yeah, that's right.
any information that you could give us? Like, cause so actually no, I don't think you could answer this. So in
Mm.
Japanese, there
Hmm.
was a product where that gave you all the trial decks for Shadowverse. They gave you sleeves,
Oh, yeah.
gave you a mat. Uh,
Hmm.
you think like we'll be also getting something like that, or you can't disclose?
Mm. Yeah, I can't share anything
It's a
just
secret.
yet.
Damn it. Okay.
It's a secret. Yeah,
All
yeah.
right.
But yeah, it's good to see, like, there's quite a lot of interest for Shadowverse evolve
Mm-hmm.
moving forward. Yeah, but I can't share anything right now.
Oh,
But I
don't
can
don't
say
worry. Don't
that,
worry. I
yeah,
I
but
would
it's been interesting being able to
also
hold this.
I would have also
Mhm.
accepted this as a Weiss Schwarz stream, not a Shadowverse stream. But
Yeah, yeah, true, true, true,
yeah,
true, true, true,
have
true.
you played Shadowverse? Either
Uh,
Evolve or just the mobile game?
yeah, I play both. I play played the app for. I just started playing on the app this year, and
Yeah,
then the card game when it came out, a lot of my friends were into it, so yeah, I picked it up as well.
yeah.
Do you play
I
by any
played
chance?
I played Shadowverse. Oh man, when did it first come out? I do not remember
Oh,
when it first. Yeah, I go that back. I played Shadowverse when it first came out because like, oh my goodness, what was the I thought the forest girl. I don't remember the. I haven't played in forever. I thought she was cute, and I was like, all right, I'll pick it up. Why not? And then I was like, I do not understand this game. So then like I played it a little more, and I was like, hey, this game's pretty good. And then I stopped playing, and then Shadowverse Evolve was announced in
mm,
JP, and I was like, well, now I gotta get back into it. So then I was like playing it on
mm,
and off, and then this is how shallow I am. There was a Chikawa event for Shadowverse, the game,
yes, yeah,
and then I was like, all right, well, I gotta get all the characters, I gotta get all the cards, I gotta do all this. So I got a majority of the stuff, and then I just stopped playing. But like, I like it. I like to just like every now and then, like I pick it up and just like play a little bit. I'm not like super like
no, I
deep into
get
the
that, yeah,
meta and the lore. But
sure, sure,
I do
yeah,
know that one of like the major lores of Shadowverse
yeah,
is that
yeah,
Laplace Darkness, one of her earlier streams, was Shadowverse, and she was just like trying really really hard to just like win and just like telling like her viewers like no, don't tell me what to do, and then eventually she like gave up and just like all right, tell me what to do. So I know like that's like for like deep heads. That's not like just like
yeah,
a
yeah,
cas. That's
for sure,
like
yeah.
for the real heads. To answer your question, every now and then. That's
Every now and then. Cool.
yeah, that was it. Yeah.
Very nice. Very nice. Yeah, I
So
mean, well, yeah, no, go ahead.
no, so like you were the one that announced Shadowverse. Like
Mm.
how did you take like the information with like the higher ups saying like all right, we're bringing Shadowverse Evolve? Is like I know you mostly do the marketing, but like around like the office, have you heard any like buzz about like possibly bringing this over to English like before it was announced?
So this is way back when the initial launch for the Japanese version came out. But like we were thinking, oh, could be interesting if we did an English one. And but for the longest time, we didn't really hear anything about it. But there's always like some talk about because we have to kind of see how's it doing in Japan and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think it had a pretty decent start, I guess, but there's been quite a lot of competition coming up in the last couple of months, even in moving into the next year as well. There is quite a lot of competition, so
Hmm.
it would just be another one of those things where you have to see, like, okay, how is this going to do globally? How's this going to do in Japan?
Oh
But
yeah.
we did hear some inklings. Actually, we had a confirmation quite early this year that we're gonna do English. So so this always happens to me where I know something and I know the community will probably be into it, but I can't share it. So
Yeah.
even things like upcoming schedule for Vice releases, everything's in my head right now, but I
Yeah.
can't tell you guys.
Ooh.
So I want to tell you guys, but I can't.
You can't.
Like it's
Okay.
that's just
All right. No. No problem. No problem. It's okay. It's okay.
it sucks. Honestly, it sucks because like I'm like I said, I'm OG. I played since ages ago. So
Yeah.
every time I get this kind of information, I want to share it because I'm like a hardcore player, right?
Yeah.
But yeah,
All right. So
you guys just have to bear with
Manny
me.
brought up a good set. So like one of
Mm,
the like the I'd say in my opinion one of the biggest sets, like especially for like the game and like growing the community and the player base is Avatar: The Last Airbender. So the same question
mm.
like Shadow vs Evolve coming to um English, that same question applies to Avatar. It's like around the offices, like when you're like inklings of Avatar getting like the deals with being finalized behind closed doors. Like, what was your reaction to Avatar: The Last Airbender being announced?
I mean, I think probably the same as everybody else, right? Super excited because Avatar is a massive series for one. I mean, like just off of its credentials, I think you can
Yes.
kind of like understand like how big of a set it's going to be because just because of like I mean so many different aspects, right? Not just like the story, visuals, characters, development, stuff like that. All these critically, all these like people who say it's good and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Plus like just the memes also. There's a lot of memes that spawned off on Avatar,
Oh,
so I think that's
th-
yeah like. just the impact of the set coming out is huge, I think. So
Yeah.
I was super excited when I heard.
Yeah, I've always said that, especially like when Avatar: The Last Airbender was like first announced, like when we first got that. I actually think y'all were in the stream. Not to brag, but I think y'all were in the stream.
Mm.
But I said that Avatar: The Last Airbender is like one of it's extremely important in the greater like I'm not entirely sure about like other parts in the world, but the English speaking like anime community, because when it was
Yes.
airing, it was one of the, if not the only like action oriented series that kind of had that like anime aesthetic to it, not counting like Teen Titans and other shows like that, but mainly just Teen Titans. That it is like extremely like important, especially as a gateway to like anime and anime culture as well. And I think that getting
Mm.
Avatar: The Last Airbender is like extremely smart financially, but like also just like extremely smart, just like getting more players into the game.
Mm. Yeah. So that's one of the things that we do consider, like when we do things like picking up. Maybe from the surface it seems strange because a lot of people think, oh, Weiss Schwarz is an anime card game, right?
Yeah,
So like I think things like Adventure Time came a little bit out of left field for everybody.
I was not
So it's
expecting that
kind
at
of
all. Not expecting that at all.
yeah, yeah. So that's kind of like I guess you can call it like experimental titles for us also.
Yeah,
But I think for Avatar it was kind of everybody just knew like, it's probably going to be good.
yeah.
Yeah, reception is probably going to be good. A lot of players want to pick it up, and I think uh people who may not have heard of like Watch Dogs before, if they see this, they might want to pick it up as
Oh,
well. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Because Avatar is not just big in like the anime community; it's also big in just like pop culture in
yeah,
general because of like the
yeah,
longevity and like
for sure.
the importance of it in the animation community.
Right, exactly.
A little earlier, you did talk about like how you were in charge of like other events. Like, what events like were you in charge of? Were you handling Anime Expo and just Bushiroad on the road in general?
No, so for Bushiroad on the road, we have like the team in the
You have a
US who are
dedicated
handling
team.
most of
Okay.
these things.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. So they're the ones handling that thing. So actually, in the recent years, we really haven't been able to do too much conventions. But in terms of like uh, grabbing designs and liaising with our partners to put stuff up, that's kind of my team's job. So that's
Yeah.
what we usually handle.
Mhm.
As for the actual event planning, right now, just for finals.
Oh yeah, that's right. Worlds is coming up.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
did not I
So,
did not get my invite to Worlds though. So
but are you coming by? Are you coming by though? It should
I
be open
I
to the public. So
I literally live an hour away. So
nice,
I'll be there.
nice.
I'll be there. I placed my BCS. I placed. Please don't laugh. I placed 69 out of 188 players. So
Nice.
yeah, I'll be. Yes, nice. So and I went up to the head judge Peter and I was like, did you do this just so I could get this on camera? And he's like, no, you just placed 69. You just got lucky, I guess. And I was like, perfect. Everyone's saying nice in chat. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Nice.
So shout out to Peter. Great head judge. But what was I gonna say? So you're planning for Worlds. Is there any information you could give out on like what's gonna be at Worlds?
Um, not too much, but we should be.
Obviously the
Uh-huh.
finals. But other than that,
Yeah.
that,
We are trying to make it a little bit more interactive for people. I mean, since this is the first time like World Finals is open to public and all,
hmm
and then of course we have like the streams that we had over the last, I think like the last 2 years or so, 3 years or so, we had streams going on. So we'll be having streams again, but maybe a bit more dedicated. So we might have a bit more streams than we had in the previous years.
yeah.
Yeah, and I think we'll have some sort of like side events. We're gonna announce these quite soon, I think.
Ooh,
So I think side
ooh,
events would be cool because
yeah,
like we've never, yeah, like I said, we never really had like these things before,
yeah.
and yeah, it would be cool to just have everybody come in and just soak in the atmosphere of World Finals, I suppose.
Yeah. Also, like, I think it's interesting that Worlds is being held in Los Angeles as opposed to Japan, where it's typically held at. I'm not sure if you could comment on this, but is the reason that it's held in Los Angeles is because Japan wasn't open during the time, like open to the public in terms of letting tourists in? You think that would be what's one of the reasons why?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, the timing was super unfortunate, but
Mm-hmm.
like we were already exploring options outside of Japan, right? Because at that point, Japan was still kind of closed off and everything, and then not even like under the tournaments side could we like get a venue down and couldn't even get people in. So
Yeah.
it was all stuck and it was all up in the air and we were like we can't wait because if we delay this any longer, like BCS side, it's gonna be very iffy, right? Everybody's gonna be like, okay, I'm playing for Worlds, but where am I going? Japan is closed off,
Yeah.
and we don't know how long that's gonna last. So we had to make an executive decision. We waited as long as we could, and then we finally decided, okay, never mind. Let's just pick a place that's outside of Japan, and we'll do
Yeah.
it there because I think players still want to go to Worlds regardless, right? And
Oh yeah.
then I'm not even kidding. Literally days after we announced Worlds, Japan opened up, and we were just like, what?
Oh no. Oh
Yeah,
no.
yeah. It was, but I mean, but that said, at the same time, I don't think we could have gotten like a venue so soon anyway, because I
Yeah.
think they announced reopenings in like July or August or something like that.
Hmm.
And to confirm a venue uh in 6 months' time might be a bit difficult, even though there's been nothing happening. Or rather, like, especially because there's nothing been happening, right? So they need to start like reopening slowly again. They need to start rehiring people for these things
Oh yeah.
and setting up the events again for sure. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So um, I mean, if if it could have been any other way, I would have wanted everybody to go back to Japan again. But like, it's kind of unfortunate. But I guess it's also maybe opportunity for us to do something a bit different with more finals in that sense.
Yeah.
So holding it this time in the US, could be a different experience for people who have been already going for a couple of years. They come back, oh, so this time's in the US, different experience, different hall,
Yeah.
different environment, and all that.
It's
Yeah.
in the LA Convention Center, I believe.
Yes, that's
It's
right. Yeah.
it's which is where Anime Expo was held, which is it's a nice place.
Yeah.
It's a nice place.
Exactly. Yeah,
Um
it is. Yeah.
so this is did I write this question? I did not write this question. So since y'all are based in Singapore, is it difficult
Mm.
to set up like meetings to set up events internationally? Or is it just or
Uh,
is like email and like e-work like not e-commerce but working online just like a godsend essentially?
Yeah, pretty much because I mean, luckily we do have a lot of partners in different areas. So like Europe, we have a distributor that we work with, and then they help us source for things like locations, and stuff like that for events. For US, as I said, our team is dedicated there, and then they are the ones that handle like the bookings and stuff like that. Because I
Mm-hmm.
think they will have a bit more experience and knowledge that's been built up over the years of like, oh, okay, is this hall usable? This hall that we used last year, is it still usable here? Did we have any complaints? Things like that.
Yeah.
Similarly for like Asia and Oceania, we do have partners that we work with as well to pick up to go to like different areas and events. So usually we liaise with these partners to do these bookings. I mean, honestly, without them, I have no idea how we would go about it. It's so difficult to arrange a lot of these things. Like even doing these things locally, there's a lot of challenges. So
Mm-hmm.
uh having somebody on the ground to help us out is really a godsend. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Adam Jarvis said at least there will be more access for spectators that want to go and don't want to travel internationally. That is yeah, that
Mm-hmm.
is true. Yeah, because going to Japan is quite expensive. But also Extra Depresso said personally, I think it's cool Worlds is outside of JP. I like the idea of it being held in different locations to emphasize the idea that Weiss/Vanguard are indeed international.
Mm. Yeah, I think that's an interesting thing that we can talk about. It's just uh I think a lot of players want to go to Japan. So that's the I think that's
Yeah,
like a
yeah,
motivating factor for a
yeah,
lot of people. Yeah. So I think you have like people on both sides of the fence, right? So some people are like, oh, I don't mind traveling to different places in the world, and uh there'll be another group of people that will say like, oh, if it's not Japan, I don't want it, that kind of
yeah.
thing. So
So,
yeah.
what about Singapore?
Honestly, we did consider Singapore this time.
Yeah,
Uh, but I think the main challenge in Singapore right now is trying to secure a event space. So like we tried to book just for BCS Singapore that happened like 2 weeks ago, I think 3 weeks ago.
yeah,
We tried to book it earlier in the year. and we basically couldn't get like the regular hall that we usually get.
Oh,
Like we
dang.
had to book like a smaller room. Yeah, we had to get like a smaller venue. We had to like compromise a little bit here and there.
Yeah.
And it's really unfortunate. It's
Ah,
really difficult to get like a proper event space right now. So that's the main challenge that
yeah.
we've had.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
the United States is like, what do you want? All right, just come in. Whatever. Pay the deposit.
Yeah,
You're
I
good.
mean,
You're good.
you
You're
guys
good.
have yeah, you guys have way more land space, man. You have so much. So if it wasn't LACC, we probably could have found somewhere else that could
Yeah.
accommodate like the crowd also. So yeah, but I
Dang.
think would some people want to come to Singapore though? Like, would you guys want to come over, take a look?
Only if I'm allowed to take a tour of the Bushiroad offices.
That might be tough.
What really? I
You might be able to come to certain areas, but like there's a lot of confidential stuff like lying around. So maybe not the best idea.
you know how like factories like they give like
Yeah,
guided tours.
yeah,
I'll
yeah, yeah.
go if you like give me a guided tour of the Bushiroad offices. Show me where you sit. Like show me where the break room is. All right, now get out.
We'd
So
have to clean up the entire office, I think. There's too much.
there's,
A lot of stuff, like in progress stuff that's lying around. So it's a bit difficult to get people to. I
yeah,
mean, I get the idea. It's pretty cool. Like if we had like if we did World Finals in Singapore, then we got some
yeah,
content creators to come here to take a look. It would be cool, but
yeah.
mm,
How like
yeah,
so like Luke is saying Fern do a vlog. Well, they're not gonna let me in the office. They just said they gotta clean up first. It's like
you can.
so the one of my exes she wouldn't let me in her house because her room was always dirty. so,
Okay.
so it's like that. Is it like that? Is everything's just like a mess? Cups everywhere.
It's not dirty, but
It's
yeah,
not.
there's too much like secret stuff like
Yeah.
lying around. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So you've been to the United States a couple times. Like I saw you at Anime Expo. Obviously you were at Anime Expo. Were you just
Yeah, yeah.
like where have you gone in the U.S.?
So many years back, we had another card game that came out that I was involved with as well. It's called Dragon Ball. I don't know
Ah,
if
the
you guys.
legendary Drago. All right, we'll talk about that. We'll
Uh,
talk about that later. But keep going. Keep going. Sorry.
so yeah, so the last time when we did Dragon Ball, we had this thing called like the caravan where we go around to different stores and teach the game. So that was my first time coming into the US, and that time we did like a road trip kind of thing.
Yeah.
So uh, I've been to a couple of states like up north, like where did I start? I think it was like Wisconsin, and then like working my way down, went to Chicago, went
Yeah.
to Indianapolis also. Like Indiana. I mean, so because for my side, my caravan ended in Indiana, and then I went to Gen Con after that.
Yeah.
So that was why I ended in that area. Yeah. So I was like a couple of the states in the north.
Oh, nice. Luke said you can tour outside the headquarters. You need to go inside the office. Okay, yeah, you can show me where all the like water faucets are, I guess. Andy said
Cool.
Bushy
Yeah,
Matt's
sure, we'll
desk
do that.
Bushy Matt's desk got all his Oshis there and he can't be exposed. Is this true?
He's right.
He's
He's right.
right.
He's absolutely right. Yeah.
He's,
Can't show you guys.
he's right. What I was gonna go at, and then we'll do another giveaway. Is that what have? Oh man, how do I say this? Like what? Like obviously, United States, Singapore are completely different. What do you think of the
Yeah.
fast food? Because like usually, like when I go out, like because I play in a band and I go out like on tour, like I don't eat in the
Mm,
fancy restaurants. Like we eat in like Taco Bell. We eat at like
mm.
McDonald's. Like what were you like mainly eating like on that tour? What? Weiss Schwarz official said I miss In and Out. So what's like the food that you from the United States that you miss that you can't necessarily get in Singapore?
Honestly, I think most of the things that you can find in the US, you can probably find in Singapore, but I think maybe the quality and like the uh portion size is different. Like in
Yeah.
Singapore, I mean, I guess that's the kind of like the meme thing, right? But like in the US, I think we never really went hungry. So like on the road trips, we just had to. Sometimes the thing ends like super late, so we finish it maybe
Oh,
7, 8 p.m. depending on the store, right? And then we would just go to wherever is open. So I've been to a bunch of different places, which but I think they're mostly like chains. So like Olive Garden, I think I've been like once or twice. And
yeah.
whatever is open, usually fast food. And then like I guess some like family restaurants or diners and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
All right. So, all right. Before I say my next comment, I need Manny
Mm.
916 to shut up really quick. So in the United States, there's a restaurant called Jack in the Box. Have you heard of Jack in the Box?
Okay.
So they have this
Yes.
thing.
Yes.
They have this thing called the Munchie Meal that's only available from 9 p.m. to like 3 in the morning.
Okay.
And it is hands down the worst food you will ever eat in your life. Like hands
But
down.
now you've said it.
It's
But now you said it. We have to get it, right?
this is what I was implying. When you go to Worlds, hit me up
Uh-huh.
if you want to eat the worst food ever. It like everything is like close to 2,000 calories. I gotta send you a link of this food. Hold up, Munchie Meal. I love that the first result is like calories. like have you like do you like burgers? Do you like hamburgers?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
All right, so look, you got to see this thing. Oh, you got to see this.
But this one sounds scary though. The
All
way
right.
you've led up into this.
All right, so so hold on, I gotta toss this on the screen too for people
Oh my
watching.
gosh.
Yes. All right, so hold on. All right, so people in watching the stream, this is what we're looking at. So the one, okay, first of all, the one that I get the most is the bottom left. So that is it's a chicken sandwich with a with a hash brown, and like it's disgusting. Like this food sucks. It's honestly awful. And the one on the top right is a hamburger with a grilled cheese sandwich on top as buns. What would you feel? What are you feeling right now?
I can feel my arteries clogging up just by looking at this. But like, honestly, I don't mind trying it once.
It's
Like,
I mean, hey, it's not gonna kill you immediately. It's not gonna.
yeah, it's just like a slow. Yeah, it's gonna be a slow burn.
Yeah, it's horrible, but oh man, I can't. It's delicious. It's honestly damn good. So if you want to eat possibly the worst food in your life, hit me up. All right, so
Sure, I'm down.
all right, Cisco EL, you're added. All right, so we're gonna do another giveaway, and we got like a couple more questions to ask. So I do see that we are keeping track of the community questions as well, and we'll be opening it upward to the public. So again, if you previously chatted, your name is in the list. If you haven't chatted yet and you want to be a part of the giveaway, just say like a little hello, like I want to enter the giveaway. I see Ultimate Gamer. You were not here earlier. Ultimate Gamer 1690. Phantom 412 said you can remove me from the list, by the way. Oh, well, we actually have someone that doesn't want to join. Okay. I think that's a first. All right, we're going to remove Phantom. All right, I think we are good. Oh, stock swap. All right. Stock swap. Game said I want to win. All right, that's American fast food for you, baby. Yes, it is. All right, everyone, ready? All right, so this is going to be for a quintessential quintuplets 2 booster box. All right, so we got all our names over here. We currently have 22 people entering. All right, ready? Just tell me when to go, Matt.
Yeah, 3, 2,
Boop.
1.
Right.
Let's go.
Spin. All right, let's see who got it. Manny! Congratulations, Manny. I even told him not to talk during the Jack in the Box segment, but Manny, you got it. Rigged? I don't think it's rigged. Manny, congratulations. You get a box of quintessential quintuplets 2. I actually have to send Manny a lot of stuff. So it will also be delayed. Do not worry. But again, if you want to be entered, just chat, just send a little hello. Extreme Eagle, you will now be in. Extreme Eagle, you are entered. And the next giveaway will be Attack on Titan. So Manny, let me add your name to the list. Congratulations, you won. Manny Quince 2. There we go. All right. So I do have a couple more questions. Have you seen the pop up shop in LA?
No, I actually haven't.
You
No,
haven't
I
seen
need to get some
pictures.
pictures.
It's
Yeah,
really nice. It's really
it's
really nice. Um,
is it near LACC?
it is, yes, it is actually in Little Tokyo in LA.
Oh, there. I actually haven't been to Little Tokyo. Maybe we can go uh, when I'm
It's
there for Worlds.
yeah, we'll take you to Little Tokyo. So there's
Nice.
we have a joke that people from LA will literally say, "Oh, I know a spot," and it's they just take you to Little Tokyo. So
Okay.
so unfortunately, we know a spot and we'll literally take you to Little Tokyo. Like we had like friends that were coming in from for BCS California, and they were like, "Oh, like what are we gonna do?" And I was like, "Oh, I know a spot. Like we'll take you to Little Tokyo." And friend of the channel, Goth Mom, and she was like, "They always say they always everyone always takes me to Little Tokyo." So like you asked, we'll take you to Little Tokyo. So I got like three more questions, and then we'll toss it over to the community questions. Um,
Yeah, sure.
so obviously, there is more of a push to work with content creators, either be it like bloggers or more recently a lot of vloggers or like people that make YouTube videos. Um,
Mm.
so this is obviously a concerted effort from Bushiroad's part to try to reach more people, try to get like the grassroots level of
Mm.
engagement. So my question is this: what are you looking for in a content creator? Like, is there something like specifically that you're looking for?
Mm. Hmm. I
You
think
probably get asked that a lot, huh?
yeah. I mean, a lot of people want to work with the company. Like they do ask us like whether there's like a criteria, what can they do to fulfill these criteria
Yeah,
and things like that. It's not something that we can really like openly share, but we do um like our homework on each creator that we work with and stuff like that.
yeah,
So uh we want to make sure that people that we work with are reliable and also I guess uh how do I put this?
consistent.
Yeah, not just consistent, but also like forces of positivity in
Mm-hmm.
the community
Yeah,
also. So like we don't want people to like just because this guy has a lot of views doesn't mean he could be doing it and then he's like BMing his opponents and stuff like that, right? Like it's not kind of like the image that we want to portray. So I think in general we want to have like positivity. We want to have
yeah,
people who are um invested as well. So people who've been doing stuff maybe for some time,
mm-hmm.
and then that community members like enjoy watching and community members like to interactive as well. Like all these things are just small little like I guess these are like soft criteria in that sense because it's not something that you can like build overnight, right? Like you can buy followers if you really wanted to, and you can like buy views if you really wanted to,
Yes,
but like it doesn't. You can't really build the kind of rapport through those things, and then all these things are very very important. So like even if you come to me, oh, I have like 10,000 subscribers, I have this, but like okay, but nobody in the community knows your name. Like
yeah,
you're not a known person, and even if you are like if the image is negative, like it's not something that we want to associate
yeah.
as well. So
Understandable. Yeah,
yeah. Yeah. So I mean, these are kind of like generic also, and kind of, if you think about it, kind of a bit of a no-brainer in a
yeah,
sense. But like, it's really really important to us that these things come out. And then sometimes we do get like people like, oh, why did you work with this guy? This guy is not really that cool. Or why did you work with this other guy? This other guy is not really that
yeah,
cool. But like, it's we do try to do our own background checks and stuff like that. Like I said, so honestly, whenever we try to pick people, we'll try to make sure that at the very very least these guys, the people that we pick are uh, who we feel can represent the brand. Because we don't want to pick people that. So this is kind of like a soft thing also. So some people don't realize that if I'm working with a company, if I do content for this company, it means that the company is kind of somewhat affiliated with you, or you're somewhat
oh
affiliated
yeah,
with the
absolutely,
company.
yeah,
Yeah, so some people don't really have that mindset, and then it's a bit hard to keep telling them, oh, I'm sorry, you can't put this up. Oh, I'm sorry, you have to be more mindful of saying this and that, this
mm-hmm.
and that. So, I mean, I get that there's a lot of people who don't want to be. So you might think of this as like censorship, also in a sense, and I don't think you're wrong, but at the same time, I get where these people are coming from, but it's
Yeah,
something that we have to try to maintain in terms of like image and stuff like that. So it's something you have to be very conscious with all the time.
Absolutely. Luke did say, not a question, but community outreach from Bushiroad is the best I have seen from a big company. Keep it up.
I mean, I don't think we're the best, but thank you very much for those. I think
Just, hey,
we do try.
just take
We
the
do try.
W's. Just take the W's whenever you can.
Thank you guys. Thank you.
Everyone is saying pants are required. Pants are a must. A shirt is required as well. 8 pants. Everyone's content creators must wear pants. Pants are positive. Everyone's just saying, talking about pants. So
Precisely, yeah.
yeah. So I feel like I feel so bad because I have to like explain. There's so many like in jokes about. So there's a joke that because I'm always sitting at a desk when I make my videos,
Yeah.
I don't wear pants. so like every stream I have to like prove that I'm wearing pants. That's what
That's
it is.
understandable.
Yeah, that's just so it's not like why is everybody talking about pants? That's what it is.
So 8 pants or
Yeah, I have one pair of pants at least. So
okay, cool.
the last question that I have, well, the last the not counting the closing statements, but
Yeah.
what do you do with all of the promotional materials after events? Like the Shioko standees, the Chainsaw Man like banner that was at an anime expo, like things like that, like other stuff that you use for like worlds and like BCS as well, because you know like there's like little Shioko like
Yeah.
banners and stuff. Like what do you do with those?
So we usually keep them in our warehouse, and then if there's an opportunity to use them again, we will. Sometimes it's difficult though, right? Because like for circuits, when we do the Shioko, it's a circuit. There's a Shioko that's commissioned for the circuit, and
Yes.
then it's a circuit logo. So all these things can't really be reused, but we'll get like the mileage out of it through the events. So
Mm-hmm.
usually after the events, we'll keep it. If it's a couple of months after we don't use it, we might destroy it. But it depends. This is like the generic life of like the company. I know some people will say like, oh, why not just give it away?
My
I'm
heart.
pretty sure there'll be people that want these
My
things,
heart.
you
Destroy pictures of Shioko.
know.
Unacceptable. Stream is over.
Unacceptable? Yeah.
Unacceptable.
Right.
Oh man, well, someone brought it up in BCS that there's like they thought that it'd be like interesting if maybe like in the next couple of years that you have like out in Japan in Shirokudo Fest there was like the quote history of Weiss Schwarz that had like different like cards and like release dates and standees and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So like someone brought up like, oh, like maybe Weiss Schwarz can also do that, like maybe for like the English market, like have like different standees. Unfortunately, it's from what you told me, you can't really do that now.
We might not have destroyed everything, so we might have a couple of things left over. So we'll see.
Can I have one? Can I just can I have a I don't know like a Shioko standee? Like
So I think at the end of the California regionals, you should have gone and asked Peter if he could grab one. He might have let you have it. I don't know. Maybe, maybe not.
I'll be there. I will go to every single BCS. I'll go to every single regional. I don't care, just so I could get a Shioko, like a poster or something, a Shioko standee. I would. How about this? If I get a Shioko tattoo, will you give me a standee? I'll do it. I know a guy.
Honestly, if you do get a Shioko tattoo, we might have to show it to the original artist. You know, Nishi Sensei. Yeah.
Yeah,
we
dude,
might wanna.
I will.
That's content, bro.
I will. That's content. No, I was doing it for fun. But since you bring it up, I will literally cry if she likes it. I'll cry during getting it, and I'll cry if she's like, hey, that's cute or what. Dude, what if she sends a cease and desist on my leg? Christian just said they're gonna copyright claim me. Yeah.
Copyright claim your leg.
Yeah. Like, what do you do then? What do you do then? I'll just take the L. That's fine. All right. How about?
Honestly, though, I'm quite surprised that so many people love Shioko. But I guess this kind of to be expected. I guess.
Hey. I don't know. I don't know why I like Shioko so much. She's cute and all, but she like doesn't really do any. She doesn't do anything, you know. Like she plays Weiss, yeah, but she kind of just like stands around and like wears things.
Yeah, she's the mascot.
Yeah,
She's
she's a
she's
male.
the
She be doing things. No, she does things in the manga. There's a Shioko manga,
yeah
by the
yeah
way.
yeah
People
she
don't
does
know.
she does yeah
Yeah,
yeah
she does have a
that's right
manga.
yeah.
Uh, have you thought? All right, no, this wrong department. I was about to ask, like, thoughts about bringing the Shioko manga. I don't think. I think it like be me, and like the weirdos that subscribe to my channel. They'll probably buy it.
Um, yeah, I don't know about like that because yeah, it's like you said, different departments. So
Yeah,
maybe we'll
different
get it. I
department.
don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah yeah.
All right, so now let's turn over to the community questions. But before we do that, let's do another giveaway. Let's do another
Yeah, sounds
giveaway.
good.
All right. Again, if you want to be entered into the giveaway, just give a little chat. If you chatted before, people are sending Shioko emotes as well. Can I be? Did I not add your name, James? Yeah, sorry, James. Say, there we go. You are added. All right. Just Ultimate Gamer. Let me double check. You are added. You should be in. Yeah, Ultimate Gamer, you are added. Let's see here. Colin Yan, Francis L, Giovanni Summers. I believe you are in already. Yes. Let me check over. She's just extra depressed. She's just a happy little camper. Yeah. Let's see here. All right, so I did take off Adam. Did take off Manny because they already won. All right. Abba Fett, are you in? You are not. Let's add you in. Oh, we're getting a lot more people. All right, Abba Fett, you are in. We currently got 30 people. All right, ready? Let's pop over here. Good luck to everyone. Make this a lot bigger. Yeah, we currently got 30 people. All right, tell me when to go. We'll hit the button.
All right, let's go. Let's Weiss Schwarz.
I was
Yeah,
about
let's
to say, I was
go.
about to say, dude, say
Yeah.
let's Weiss Schwarz. All right, let's Weiss Schwarz.
Yeah, right. Let's Weiss Schwarz. Let's go.
Here we go. Let's see. Christian Arroyo.
Yay!
Congratulations. You win a box of Attack on Titan final season. Congratulations. Hit me up or we'll hit you up. Have your people call my people. Everyone's saying it's right.
Very nice.
Christian Arroyo, AOT final season. There we go. All right, congratulations. It seems like the strat was to join earlier where there was less people. Oh well. So let's see here. Was someone keeping track? I think you could get the winners' emails. I'll email them later. All right. I have Manny. Let's see here. If on Twitter, actually here, I'll just bad idea, but I'll hand out my Discord. How about that? All right. So far the people that have won. Here is my Discord. Add me on Discord. Send me your email, and we'll get on that. There you go. If you don't have Discord, let me know. We'll figure something else out. All right, so we do have spam incoming. Yeah, no, you can add me on Discord. It's fine. All right, so we got some questions that were asked. If you can open up your Discord, Matt, so you could take a peek at those as well, just so you could have them in front of you. And we're just going to start from the top to the bottom. What is the hardest part of your job, and what is the most rewarding part of your job? Ooh.
Wow. Honestly, right now, I think you guys, I kind of explained like what I do. So I think like just juggling everything, trying to remember everything that I need to do or like the teams are doing is like quite difficult for me. So I have a problem with like being organized. But that's kind of like my problem. So I had this that's kind of like an individual thing. So that's a difficult part for me because I'm like I guess I think of myself as like somebody who likes to do things a lot. So I like to have my hands in these things.
Oh
But
yeah.
right now I'm more of like an organization side kind of guy. So I have to think about all those things. So sometimes it's a little bit hard for me to keep track. But I'm trying to find, as you realize you have your own weaknesses, you have to figure out like how to circumvent these problems and figure out how to deal with these things. So
Hmm.
yeah, most rewarding part of the job is definitely being able to interact with the community and like hearing people's thoughts and then like just using these feedbacks, these feedback and like ideas, information to improve like our um operations, I
Hmm.
suppose. Because at the end of the day, I want people to be happy, and the players to be happy as well. Because I'm a player myself, right? So I just
Yeah.
want people to be able to enjoy the game, people to be happy when they're able to play the game and stuff like that. Um, Also, like tied up with like being able to meet all these kinds of people in the community yourself. The Vanguard side, there's a couple of people as well. Yeah, I mean, just being able to interact with you guys and hearing more in depth about what you guys think about the games and stuff like that. It's something I really enjoyed.
Yeah.
During the time when I was working on Dragon Ball, same thing, like hearing people give us feedback, stuff like that. I think this loop is good, and more companies should do it, I suppose. There's always this thing where sometimes the Japanese companies that run these like games in the West, some people think of them as just like faceless corporations where there's
Yeah.
nobody kind of like interacting with you. So like whenever announcements come out, it's just like purely just announcements and stuff like that. And it's understandable because once you realize like that's how they've been generally been doing it in Japan, right? Like so like SNS accounts, for example, um, in Japan, it's really like information sharing and like meant for promotion.
Yeah.
So you don't really get this kind of thing that we've been doing in the West, where the brands are interacting with people and they have like own face, their own persona, and this is what works for like the Western market. These kinds of things. So even in the beginning when I started doing all these things, right, I started posting weird stuff on main and stuff like that. My bosses were like, "Are you sure this is fine?
Weird.
Are you
Yeah, the weird stuff on main.
Yeah, yeah. So like they were like, are you sure this is fine? Are you sure you can say this? Like with, I mean, it's not that we don't trust you, but like, are you sure? Are you? They just really like they're so out of that they couldn't really tell whether it's okay or not. And then I
Yeah.
even got so like some of the Japanese accounts even like started retweeting my stuff and they're like, is it really okay for like official accounts to be saying these things?
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, in the context of Japan, maybe not, right? Like
Yeah.
because there's a certain decorum that they expect from like official accounts and stuff like that.
Hmm.
But I think the uh Western community audience is very, very different in that sense, where you guys expect or rather people are generally more receptive to brands that are more uh engaging or like
Yeah.
in can basically talk the talk, walk the walk, right? Like I can
Yeah.
say I understand what you guys are talking about, and we can riff and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that I think helped me win a lot of people over in that sense. And I mean I don't want to toot my own horn, but I think that's one of the reasons why people tend to see Bushiroad now as like, oh, they do listen to people, they do take in like feedback
Yeah.
and things like that. And it's something that I've tried to make sure that we try to do like at all levels. Not so we started with Vanguard and then now with Weiss Schwarz as well, and hopefully in the future moving forward with Shadows Evolve we can continue the same kind of trend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Extra Depresso commented, interacting with the community through official channels the way you have been has been massively positive. And I also think that going off on that is that also the meme culture surrounding trading card games, anime,
Yeah.
and like video games, like also as well, even to a lesser extent in
Mm-hmm.
the context of this, is very like laid back. It's very jokey. Like we all know the Arby's like Twitter account, like how they like post all those. Like
Yeah.
it's like that style, and I think that Bushiroad going through that route is
Mm.
it's honestly, it feels like I'm just like praising y'all. I mean, I am. It's pretty dang smart to try to go down that route as opposed to just being like how it is in Japan, like not super like interactive with like quote the community.
Mm. But again, like it's not that they're doing something that's bad. It's just more like something that's been working for their audience.
Yeah. Oh
And
yeah, definitely. Yeah.
uh yeah, it's not that they're doing something wrong in that sense. But it's just that, for different audiences you do have to kind of cater the approach to differently, of course.
Yeah.
And then I mean shout outs also to like my team. They've also been super on board with like these ideas, and I'm pretty sure you guys interacting with like the account, you guys would have seen Intern could reply a lot of things. That's not me.
I
I just gotta say it's not me. It's somebody else. And
yeah.
yeah, they've been super on the ball with these things as well.
For the record, I demand royalties for that Intern Kun joke. Y'all stole it from me. But unrelated. Andy said, meme culture makes the company seem more approachable.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. So I second
Exactly.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Moving on. Is
Yeah.
there
Because
any? Oh,
yeah.
sorry. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, no worries, no worries.
Next
Go ahead.
question.
I'm just gonna reiterate that point. Yeah, yeah.
All right.
Go ahead.
Is there any plans to help LGS stores who carry Weiss Schwarz? Currently, it's hard for stores to compete with online sellers with no overhead. Wow. All right.
Mm. Oh, this is a bit of a tough one, but basically we've always been trying to figure out like ways to help out the brick and mortar stores that carry out product, run our events and things like
Mhm.
that. So one of those things was like the store support pack,
Yes.
which is
I
one
was
of
gonna
those
say.
things was like meant to, yeah, because these things add value to the game without destroying the environment, I would think.
Yeah.
What do I mean by that? By like in terms of like so you can still get these cards through the boosters, right? But it's just something that's additional if you want to bling out your deck. These are the things that you look for. Um, and I think in general that's been fairly positive. The reaction's been positive, but I think maybe we need to iron out like how these things are being received by the stores. Because
Yeah.
I know there's still like distribution problems depending on where you're living. Um, some people may not be able to get their hands on these things so easily, so we want to make sure we can iron these things out. But we always try to think and put our brick and mortar stores first. Uh, because I mean, like you said, like the online stores. I mean, it's a good thing that there's a lot of visibility through that. But officially, we do not any support any stores that do not have a brick and mortar location actually.
Yeah.
So yeah, these are like resellers and stuff like that. So we want to give like more exclusivity to the tournament stores and like our LGSs that carry the product. So things like we try to continue doing things like the support packs and things along those lines
Yeah.
for sure. But I mean, if anybody like if you guys have ideas on how to improve it further, of course we welcome any feedback. It's difficult also to cater. I mean, it's not that we don't try, but like we have to think about like the rest of the world as well, right? So sometimes what works in the US may not work in Europe. So we have to try and tailor like the plans. Okay, maybe we're gonna see if we can do this or can see if we can do that. Would that work here? Would that work there?
Yeah.
A lot of things to think about also. But definitely whenever we think of these things, our brick and mortar stores are the number one on our priority.
Yeah. Absolutely. I also think that
Mm.
the what's it called? The title cups. I think that was like a smart
Mhm.
addition too, because I've always wanted title cups
Yeah.
in English. I'm gonna skip the next question. I don't. So we're just gonna go to. Do we have an
It's
English?
spicy.
Yeah, that one's a little too much. Do we like? I'm amazed. Intern Kun okayed that one. Do we have an English
I mean, we
presentation
can.
coming? Do you have an answer for the top one or the one not the presentation one, the one before?
Well, I think it's a cool title to have. But I can't say whether or not
Okay,
it's
so
coming to
all right,
the
we're skipping it.
lecture.
Do we have an English presentation coming soon? I missed the date because the last
Yeah,
presentation was Shadow vs Evolve. Can you let us know?
right.
Do you know if there's another one going to be coming up?
There should be an announcement for one coming up pretty soon. If you guys follow the conferences, you realize that it's roughly a month or slightly more than a month after the Japanese one. So
Yeah.
you can probably expect one soonish
All right, nice.
for sure. Yeah.
This one's gonna be a little tough. Any way we can eventually get an online client for this game and follow what other TCGs do and have an online TCG?
Um,
I
I guess there is uh mm,
I mean,
like
the way that I always answer like this question, because like I've had like people ask me, it's
uh-huh.
like, how do you play this game online? And I was like, essentially, the only way that you can play this game is through the webcam because of all like the different licensing that you have to get for the online client. Like, because this isn't like Vanguard where you own like the rights for Vanguard and you can just like, all right, we'll just
Mm-mm.
toss it all into a game. Like, you have to get like different licensings and then at times, licensings can end. So like that. You know, that's how I always answer it. I don't know like what the official answer is.
I mean, honestly speaking, I think creating an online game is a matter of like resources. So whether or not there's like a demand, I think is also important. And so I'm not sure who gave the green light for like for the day side to go ahead for Vanguard. But I do think this question is coming up more and more, especially because like we're at this age where basically every game can be played online, and if you're not online, then you're kind of missing out, right? Like in that sense, because the exposure that you get from having the game on, like
Mm-hmm.
for example, like a platform like Steam or
Yeah.
like on a Nintendo Switch, for example, like the exposure is immense, and you can always do things with Steam, right? You can do like featuring, you can do sales, all these kinds of things will keep your attention to your brand,
Yeah.
and it's a valid point. And of course, but of course, we have to think about like things like LGSs potentially. I mean, from the perspective of an LGS, you'd be thinking, oh, if there's a digital client, why would people come and buy the physical game? Are you trying to kill
Ah, good point.
like
Yeah.
retailers, stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
So it's a question of like sustainability in terms of whether or not we can keep doing it, keep updating it as well, and then of whether or not or how we can make sure that the shops don't lose out, even though there's this client and stuff like that. I mean, there'll be always people that say, no, if I play the digital one, I'll be able to play the physical one too. I mean, you have BCS and things like that to play for, right? But at the same time, we don't want to affect like the bottom line of the store. So that's something that
Yeah.
we have to think about as we think about these things. But I do agree that digital simulators or clients are generally like a good uh, like it's gateway drug for a lot of people
Oh yeah.
because it's how you get hooked, right? So like I know like there's been a couple of games that have been releasing these things over a couple of in fact over the last year, just over the last year,
Mm-hmm.
and they've generally been doing well. So yeah, I mean I wouldn't say it's impossible, but it might take some time if we were even going to start doing it. Yeah.
Yeah. Um. This one's actually interesting. Can we get more regional streams and not shy away from it? I believe it creates more hype for the game that other TCGs always have. Those whenever they have regionals, it creates a lot of hype. Huh.
Yeah, that will be something that we will be we're trying to look at for like BCS moving forward, even maybe for BSF moving forward. It's just a question of I guess maybe who we can work with. So like my guys in the US, they have to travel quite a lot, so they're pretty swamped most of
Yeah.
the time.
Whew.
And honestly speaking, at the event itself, usually they have to manage quite a lot of things, so they may not be
Yeah.
able to run these things by themselves. So maybe I guess if one direction we could go is maybe getting community members to run the streams. That could be something that we can explore in future. So maybe that could be
Yeah.
the direction. But I do agree on like regional streams being good exposure for the game for
Yeah.
sure. But so I also read something very interesting maybe about a year back. I don't know if you've seen it, but different fight Chris was sharing this. So a Japanese player wrote reasons as to why card games, it's difficult for card games to become as mainstream as like regular esports. So you have things like Valorant, you have things like CS:GO, you have League of Legends. These things are it's very easy to watch these kinds of games, right? Because when something big happens, you can see happening on the stream. So
Mm-hmm.
like somebody nails like 3 headshots in a row. It's like whoa, holy shit! You don't have to have like prior knowledge of the game to know that was an
That was hype.
insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was super
Oh
hype, right?
yeah. Good point.
Right? But for card games, you need to have like innately a lot more knowledge to be able to start watching card game streams. Like
Yeah.
you need to be able to understand like, oh, this is the game mechanic, and this is how this is why this move is good, or this is why this guy is like he's making this move which is outplaying his opponent, things like that. And then
Yeah.
even though there are commentators, so like we alleviate this problem by having commentators, right? So but it's also still difficult because if you join at any point in the stream, it could be they're explaining something else, or they may not be explaining like the mechanics and stuff like that. It may be a bit difficult to follow. So I think that's why one of the reasons why it's difficult to push card games as a e-sport in that sense. But
Yeah.
for the so streams like this are usually for the core crowd, right? Like the core followers, I think.
Yeah.
And
The
I
real
think that's
heads.
still an important, yeah. So it's still an important community to serve, which is why I still think it's still worth doing. But it's one of the reasons why I think it's difficult for it to make it more mainstream.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, like it's difficult to hype a crazy play in a card game
Yeah.
because just because like it's not so visually impressive, right? Like like if you
Yes. Yeah.
yeah, it's just not visually impressive. Like you watch Valorant, watch these guys like make insane flicks, and then you're like, oh damn, there's no way I could have done that. That's so amazing, you know.
Yeah.
Whereas like card games, is like, it's kind of
Oh,
like watching chess in a sense, I
yeah.
guess.
All right. Here's my thoughts. Weiss Schwarz
Hmm.
boxing. You play Weiss Schwarz for 2 minutes, no,
I've
for
heard of
two
that, yeah.
turns, go box, come back, play Weiss Schwarz. That's my rebuttal to that. Make it visually appealing.
Yeah, you're right. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Yeah,
Yeah.
we could maybe, yeah, maybe if you guys did like a content creator invitational thing first and then work it out. Let us
The,
see. Like, but
so in my community Discord, we run I run like special like month long tournaments because we're all like in
Mhm.
different time zones. We're all in different locations. That the way
Yeah.
that I run my online tournaments is that you have a week to complete your tournament or to complete your match. Like you message
Yeah.
your opponent, figure out a date. But the thing is that it's never like a regular match. Like we had a waifu tournament. We had a tournament where you're not allowed to run climaxes. That was a mess, by the way. And then we're the next one that we're thinking is either doing. It's called Popper. I don't know if you play Magic the Gathering, but there's a thing called Popper where you
Oh,
only use
uh-huh.
commons and
Yeah.
uncommons. And then after
Right, right.
that, we're thinking that we're doing like a regular tournament where every game loss results in you losing a finger. We're calling it the Yakuza tournament, which I don't
Oh
think
my
that
God.
I don't think anyone's gonna join that one, but we're gonna try that one.
Yeah, yeah, I think you kind of need your fingers to play card games, so it might
I
not be popular
nah, I got my
amongst the game.
I got my feet. It's fine. Uh, Matt, have you ever met or talked with Kidani? Oh my god. Oh, there you go.
Um,
There's the question.
Honestly, not too much. Like legitimately, actually, not too much because uh, I think he puts in a lot of effort during our videos to speak in English,
Yes.
and he definitely can understand English for
Hmm.
sure. It's just maybe difficult for him, and I don't want to make it difficult for him. And unfortunately,
Yeah.
I don't speak any Japanese at all,
Oh,
so
dang.
it's difficult for me to communicate with him. So apart from like the cursory hello, thank you, stuff like that, I don't really. But yeah, I mean, for sure, like along the course of work, definitely I've seen him talk to him and a little bit, and then met him before. Actually, in general, in Singapore, he's really very nice.
Yeah.
Like, but yeah, he's really nice to all of us. So, yeah.
I'm really
But
jealous for
any
some reason. I don't know why. I'm like really jealous.
really, yeah. But yeah, he's generally in Singapore, he's really chill. So,
Yeah. Yeah, channel members and people on Twitch send the Kidani emote. Which I do have, by the
nice,
way. We do have
very nice.
a Kidani emote. Arms War said stream idea for Matt Duolingo JP streams. Oh.
Wow, it's gonna be a mess. But yeah, I mean, we could try that. But it's definitely gonna be a mess.
So we're gonna ask Dr. Disco actually asked a pretty good question. I actually had this conversation about this after BCS Anaheim. Why aren't there more regional events? Why aren't regional events more common? Like with the other card game. The reason it's so popular is because there are so many opportunities to play it. So thoughts about like maybe adding because I know like there is like one centralized regional tournament for like that area per tournament season. Any thoughts about like expanding, especially since like now you have Shadow vs Evolve, you got like Weiss Schwarz like increasing. Any thoughts on like possibly adding like more, keeping it like more consistent?
Uh, I guess it's a bit tough to answer, but generally speaking, we try to cover as much ground as we can in that sense. So that may be why you feel like, oh, within this area, there's only one per like season.
Mm-hmm.
They'll be near you, and I get that because I know there are a lot of people that want to go, but sometimes schedules don't line up, and then they can't get leave to go
Yeah.
to this place and whatever. And sometimes like there's only one regional, and then you can only go to that regional, and then it sucks because like because of your prior commitments you can't go, and I totally understand that, and I think it requires a bit more of a fundamental change in terms of how the regionals are run.
Yeah.
So like maybe if we had like more smaller qualifier level stuff that leads into a regionals, maybe that would feel better. Or so like you won't be thinking like, oh, I only have one competitive event to play per year, or like two competitive events to play per year, right? Because there's only
Hmm.
BSF and then BCS.
Yeah.
But like if we had like smaller events that led up to a BCS regional, maybe that could be interesting.
Yeah,
Maybe
I think that sounds pretty good.
uh yeah. But it's like I said, it would be like a fundamental change to like the structure, the current structure. So it's not
Yeah.
something that we can implement immediately. But it is something that's been on our minds for sure. I mean, that's also one of the reasons why I wanted to do Bro, right? For Bureau is one of the ways for people to continue playing even though there's no actual physical regional. And I think it also allows people who haven't been able to go to a regional before at all
Yeah.
to come in and play. So we had people like, um, I think we had a player from like uh, India or something
Oh
come and
wow.
play. Yeah, and players, I think like players from like Africa even
Oh nice.
like legit super interesting. Like, I've never heard it, but then like I think I can't remember who said it, but like basically they were players from these different regions. They've
Hmm.
never been able to play like with anybody else, but Bro has given them an opportunity to to do that,
Yeah.
and that's really really cool. Yeah, so that's one of the things that we tried. But like at the end of the day, I think people still want to sit face to face across their opponent and play the card game. So yeah, like
Yeah.
again, it's not something that we can do immediately, but it's like a system change that we need to make. So
Yeah.
it will take some time. But yeah, that is a really good point.
Yeah. I do see some people are bringing up Bro. Do you think like
Yeah.
I think Bro is honestly like super smart. Because like I'm always saying that Weiss Schwarz is like back in the not so much now like Weiss Schwarz was such like a close knit community that you could only have like maybe one or two players in like a certain area, and still that's still
Mm,
true now, especially with like even though anime is becoming like a global phenomenon, it's still fairly niche in a sense, especially when you bring in playing a trading card game. It's still very niche, so you can't like find that many people, and I think that's why the Bushiroad
mm,
remote fight is super important. Playing on Discord super important, and also um Bushi Rumble online having that tournament atmosphere, not exactly like full on tournament like where you're gonna hang out with your friends, but still having that opportunity to play in a tournament setting, especially for
mm.
someone who is not available to go to these tournaments. I think Bro is easily like a slam dunk. But going off of that, we got a request. Can you tell the people that are in charge of the tournaments to share top 8 deck list instead of top 4? Because top 8
I
gets the
think
mat.
I think
So
the Bro ones we do, but like for regular regionals we might not. So yeah, I think we could probably change that.
yeah,
Go for it.
yeah, the top 8s aren't shared. It's just 4 and up. But since like top 8s get the mat, like let's say top 8, I think it'd be like so just a suggestion. Please don't fire me.
Hmm.
But also,
Hmm.
this I think this question will get you in trouble. When are you gonna
Hmm.
admit that you like Weiss more than Vanguard?
Mm.
You could plead the wait. You don't have the Fifth Amendment in Singapore.
Oh no.
You're an honorary American. You could plead the Fifth. You can move on to the next question. Just say you can plead the Fifth. That's fine. You don't need to answer that.
So the PR answer is that I love both of them equally. But
Plead the Fifth.
honestly,
Plead the
I
Fifth.
I think
So the Fifth Amendment is that you don't need to incriminate yourself. That's what it is.
mm,
So
mm,
you can just say I plead the Fifth. You're fine. You don't need to incriminate yourself in a court of law.
mm.
Everyone
No,
is
but
except. Yeah, okay, you plead
I,
the Fifth.
I
So, do you script the English presentations, or is it done by another party inside the company? Also, production value is off the roofs as well.
so we do. I do have like a person working on the scripts actually, and honestly, I think he's like 3 times funnier than I am. Actually, more than that. He's like 10 times funnier than I am. So
Absolutely
like,
not. You're fine.
no. He's doing all the heavy work to be honest. And then so yeah, we do that internally, but we do work with a different company to do like the production side stuff.
Yeah.
So because I think what we can do with our own resources is fairly limited, and if we're limited to the people within our office, it's also very
Yes.
very difficult for us to do, right? So
Hmm.
we do engage an external production company to handle some of the extra stuff, but yeah, the meat of it, the planning and all the contents we do plan ourselves. Yeah,
Okay. Very nice.
it's not me, but yeah, the guy that's been doing it is doing an amazing job, I
It's
think.
doing a great job. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we could save the next one for like a lot later because it's like quote like a long term one.
Uh-huh.
So oh, I I'm not sure if you know the answer to this one, but are there any chances of another ban list update for English? Have you considered doing dates like how other games do it so players can play accordingly before the next update?
So right now for the Japanese edition, they've been trying to do it together with like their
The
conferences, right? So they've
conferences,
been
yeah.
doing a conference. Yeah. So we've been trying to see if we can follow this as closely as we can. So by our conference, we'll have something similar, but so the timelines don't really work out. So it's been a bit difficult for us to put it out at the same time as our own conference.
Mm-hmm.
But we've been trying to stick as closely to Japan's announcements as we can. We also do keep in mind of keep like we do keep track of like the tournament circuits and stuff, and we don't want to implement stuff that like mid circuit that's like extremely big or like meta changing, especially because like we don't want players to like, oh, mid season I have to take things out of my deck unless it's
Yeah.
like really unnecessary for us to do it. uh I think there have been instances in Vanguard's history that we had to do it, but I think never for Weiss Schwarz. Because Weiss Schwarz, like actually the restriction list for English version has been quite a new thing, right? It's only happened I think since last year. I think was
Mm-hmm.
the first time we did it.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Like a proper one, not the Batman Ninja one, but yeah,
Yes.
earlier
Yes. Yes.
last year or this year. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, I think it's this year. Yeah, yeah, earlier this year. But yeah, we will try to make sure that it goes out before any important tournament dates for sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
So maybe it might be difficult to promise a date, but we will try to keep it quite close to the Japanese one. So you can usually expect if you're gonna update anything that it will be kind of near what Japan is doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cause typically like how other TCGs do it is like when like a quote like major tournament is over. That's like
Mm,
they get all the
yeah.
data, they get all the top decks. That's when they
Mm.
pull out the ban hammer.
Right. So that's basically what's happening right now. So
Yeah.
we're going through like the data and we're going through basically like making sure that we are picking the right things to hit. I know there've been a lot of comments about how the things that we've hit over the last year, but we're still
Yep.
refining the process, trying to make
Yeah.
sure that we hit the right things. Um, but yeah,
Yeah. Also, Worlds is still January, so we still don't
it
know
is.
what
Yeah.
quote the top deck is. Even though like I already know what quote the top deck is, but so why are the power up sets coming out now and not years ago when those sets could have used those cards? Oh,
Oh, this is an interesting question. I don't think I can give you like the
the
full answer,
specifics.
but
Yeah.
basically, yeah. But basically, power up sets are kind of you can think of it as a bit of an experiment also for us to see uh like how different types of products would do in the market in that sense. Because I think a long time ago we had things like the Meister set,
Oh yeah.
which was like a huge box of like a lot of it was packed full of stuff, but like at the same time, like I think maybe the thing that a lot of people were worried about is like the price point, right? Because like you do get a lot of goodies, sure, but like at the same time, it's very difficult for you as a casual enjoyer to like pick up these things. And even if you were a hardcore fan, it's difficult to buy multiple Maester sets, right? Like
Yeah.
what am I gonna do with like 50 playmats? Like there's like I have no
Yeah.
use for all these things, you know what I mean? Yeah. So yeah, it's kind of like a balance, trying to figure out like what works and what doesn't, I suppose, if
Oh
you
yeah.
think about it.
Absolutely.
That's one of the answers. Yeah.
Ronald said Meister sets were so good, but it was a problem if you were ordering a case. And then Audrey
Yeah,
said the
yeah.
Meister set were the best thing released in English Weiss Schwarz.
Yeah, so you do have like the
We you
big
have
fans
yeah
out there.
we yeah I bought the Haruhi Meister set and I bought the Nissan
Mm,
Monogatari Meister set and I absolutely loved it. I used the playmats as a computer like a mat. They're good computer mats.
nice.
They're good computer mats. Uh, do
Yeah, it
the
is.
do so in the previous every now and then for people that don't know, Bushiroad releases a questionnaire. Do
Mm,
and on that questionnaire, the last questionnaire were the power up sets. Like would you be interested
mm,
in these like this as a product? What did you
hmm.
take? Like was the questionnaire one of those things that was taken into consideration for releasing the power up sets?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, the question is, I mean, some people would think, it's just another survey, just doing,
Yeah.
like generic data collection. They won't listen to us, but we do go through all these things, and one of the reasons why I guess could be one of these, could be that as well, because um, the survey is like another avenue for us to gather this kind of information, right? And
Yeah.
then, like I said, so we since there was that kind of demand, so it becomes like an experiment for us. Okay, so if we do this, would you guys really pick it up? I guess that's the question. And if it really is, then maybe we might do more of these types of like small products or like special power up sets, etc.
Hmm.
Because there was also these things where um in Japan they had like gold silver exchange for some
Oh
old
yeah,
series.
yeah, that's right. Yeah, the
Yeah.
gold and silver exchange.
I yeah, so sometimes they release like power up sets from that, which is difficult for us to put out, like if it's
Hmm.
too many years after the product sometimes.
Yeah.
So we have to like renegotiate with like the IP holders to get the thing again to produce some of these things. That could be one of the challenges also. So that might have been one of the reasons why maybe we thought we couldn't get it in the past. I don't know what changed, but that could be one of the reasons. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, so I remember like a long time ago, I specifically remember this because I was playing Guilty Crown, and then if you didn't have the power up set, basically your deck was like
Done. Yeah.
horrendously underpowered. Yeah, and you needed like the power up set. Like, but it's all like gold silver, so I had to go and look for like my old gold silver exchange stuff and go and swap that out in Japan and stuff. So that was yeah, but yeah, so like all these kind of promos that are difficult to get, or like
Yeah.
Japan has been released in like their own specific small little set. Sometimes it's difficult for us to confirm and get it, but yeah, it's
Yeah.
trying to see if we can do it, I guess, for
I
future as well.
I will say this. I appreciate the effort of y'all trying to give us the promo cards that are like oddly
Mm,
specific to get. Like for example, in
mm,
the 15th anniversary Bushiroad pop-up shop in Los Angeles, when you buy the cheering collection, which I did buy by the way, let the record show, I did purchase,
nice.
I did throw money for that. You get a PR card that's hot stamped. It says pop-up shop 15th anniversary Bushiroad blah 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 on it. The
Yeah.
card in question is um you could tune me out. The card in question is from a title cup that you could only use 6 different titles. Bang Dream was one of them, and the only way that you could get that card is if you enter the title cup. It's called the Cyber Agent Title Cup, and you open it. You just open up the pack and the card's in there. So I do appreciate the
Right.
effort of like English of like International Bushiroad of trying to give us the cards that we would let's essentially will never get. Like there's no other way that we could get it in like different avenues.
Yeah, I think these things are like sometimes we do get questions from people like this is a collector thing, like I want to have all these things that are in Japanese, in English as well. And then when you can't get it, it's just like not released. It's kind of incomplete in that sense. So
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, especially if we think it's going to be like a promo that people want because it's essential in their decks. I think definitely for sure we want to release it. We did have
Mhm.
problems where I think even for Vanguard, we weren't releasing some of the promos that people really, really needed on time. So that was a bit of a problem as well. But we are trying to see how we can release more of these things to make sure,
Yeah.
you know, excuse me.
The
Yeah, but yeah.
oh man, what was I gonna say? I'm still holding off on the Nisekoi promo cards though, but
Mm.
I think it's a little. I think it's we've gone past that. Eugene asked, "Is there a possibility of releasing power up sets for English centric sets,
uh,
or just like
yeah, it could
the
be.
thought, like may like possibly like
Maybe, yeah. I mean, it's definitely not off the table,
yeah
but again, yeah, it depends on the interest, depends on the demand,
yeah."
stuff like that.
Oh, I remember what I was gonna ask. Because you were saying about how like there are cards that we didn't get in the Melancholy Haruhi
Mm,
Suzumiya in English. I have a full
mm,
set of the Melancholy Haruhi Suzumiya because it's one of my favorite animes of all time. Uh,
mm.
English, but or International Bushiroad did not print Swing of Memories in the
Yes.
English set. So in
Yeah.
my binder, there's that big empty spot right there. And when I went to Japan, I was actually looking for that card because that's literally the last card that I needed, and I wasn't able to buy it because I like some Japanese card shops don't sell banned cards or something like that. As well, like
Mm, mm,
here
mm,
in
mm.
like in some like card shops here in the United States, they also don't sell banned cards. And when I saw that Swing of Memories was available in the Melancholy Haruhi Suzumiya like power up set, I heard my wallet like disappear. Like you know how like the Thanos snap, like it was just like gone. I was like, oh my goodness, I'm
No, I don't feel so good.
I screamed. I cried. No, I didn't cry, but I did scream, and I'm very happy that now I get to complete the Haruhi set, which is really really nice. I really appreciate it.
Very nice. What, 10 years in the making? I think
Yeah,
almost 10 years in the
almost
making.
10 years. Yeah, almost. Wow. Yes, Ronald. That is in
Very
the
good.
power up set. Yeah, it's printed in the power up set. Um, let's see. I'm maybe you might be answered to this one. It looks like we're almost down to the wire, and I think your lunch break is almost over as well. Uh,
Yeah.
in the last 5 years, English Weiss has gone away from music anime series outside of Bandari. Is there a reason for this, and will English Weiss releases be returning to these series probably in the future? I have like my own theory.
Hmm.
If you want to hear it, and then maybe you could be like, no comment or yes or no. If you want
Sure,
to
go
hear my
for it.
theory.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, go for
the
it.
theory that I have is that
Hmm.
because the nature of Weiss Schwarz in the United States, or like sorry, I live in the U.S. It's on my mind. And then like the international aspect of like in the greater anime community is that anime is very action oriented. It's very dominated by shonen series. Then like below that is like more of like the cutesy slice of life, and like below that's like all the idol stuff. Like real deep heads have to go in for the idol stuff. So the way that I saw it was that when White Shores is trying to appeal to the international market, you're going to be pushing more of the action oriented series. You're going to be going for Attack on Titan. You're going to be going for, I'm drawing a huge blank on Seven Deadly Sins, like as another one. Like you're going to try to go for
Mm.
more of like that type of crowd, if that makes sense. Like Bofuri, kind of, you get a little bit of both, but you got Mushoku Tensei, you got Ruby as well. For more Tokyo Revengers, Daimachi has more of like the action oriented side, which I think maybe you get like more players that way as opposed to just pigeonholing to just like the cutesy anime series. That's the theory that I had.
Mm. I wouldn't say like that's very, very far off the mark, but in the sense that we do consider uh okay, I mean at the end of the day, the company is still a company, it's still a business,
Yes.
right? And then it has to make decisions that are good for the bottom line. I'm not saying that printing music sets is bad, but kind of like what you said, like with like, the way Western market generally consumes anime, it's some of these things would just tend to be more popular than others.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like the trend, I suppose, that we've been seeing, especially because like recent years you see a lot more like isekai anime. There's a lot of these types of like fantasy style
Mm-hmm.
anime that's been coming up, which is it's great because uh more people can get into it, and you can get into it for a longer period of time, right? Because like you finish one, then the next one comes out next season. There's a new one that's kind of like similar to the previous one, so you jump into that. And I think it's all about niches where music, like you said, is a bit of more of a niche. Like music anime is a bit more of a niche, and lesser people are very very into it. But I will say that people that like it are really really into it, which is why they want to see it represented. Which I
Yeah.
don't think is yeah, I mean it's cool, and I think that we could potentially do it, but it'd have to be like we'd have to be able to uh at the end of the day be able to be sure that we can sell the set as well. Not saying that like these sets are bad or they don't sell at all, these kind of things, but like it's just like what would the general audience be able to
Mm-hmm.
consume more easily in that sense? Hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. I think
Yeah.
Romam also had a good point. The
Yeah.
thing is that the market is really different between Asia and the US. For example, there's some people here
Hmm.
that like action series, but a lot more are into idols music and hololive, etc.
Hmm. Hmm, hmm.
Like, yeah,
Yeah, I
I
mean,
totally agree with that. Yeah.
yeah. So it's not that we don't want to, but like we have to pick and choose and be sure that, okay, this is something that we're sure that the audience wants to have. Like you
Oh,
guys really
absolutely.
want
Yeah.
it, and then we can definitely move it, the kind of thing. Because we also, again, it comes back to the stores, right? Like imagine if we push all these things to the store, then the stores are like, this isn't moving. And then that's on us because we didn't do our research. So like if we
Mm-hmm.
pick up like some like Japan sometimes does like voice sets for like the strangest titles, like
Yes.
we 100% would be like, okay, I don't think this is gonna fly in English. Like,
Lost Decade.
yeah, there was a bunch of like I think mobile game ones that was like basically the games were never released in English. So that's
Yeah.
like if we ever released it, it would be like to such a niche crowd that
Yes.
like nobody would know what this is. Like
Yeah.
that's one of the things that we have to deal with.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
that is something that we think about a lot. Yeah.
can I get a shout out to all my Chain Chronicle players? All one of you.
Oh no.
D side.
Yeah,
Oh,
besides,
okay. Yeah, D side. Yeah, that's yeah. Because I've seen some people like saying like, oh, they want D side to come to English, and I was like, well, first of
yeah,
all, D side has to come to English. Like the game D side
yeah,
Dramere has to come to English
precisely.
first of all.
But wasn't it really strong in Japan?
Oh,
Like the set in the US?
dominated. It dominated Japan.
Yeah,
That's mainly why people wanted to come in. But like I always had to tell them, like you got to remember, um, they got to license it here. Like people got to be interested in the
right.
product. And like D side never came out. Vivid Dread Operation. That's Dog Days. Like that's another one. Like I don't know. I've never heard of these.
Yeah, yeah.
What?
I mean, you will have like the hardcore fans for these things, and they will definitely ask for it. But it's like, okay, so how can we still have to pick and choose. I mean, at the end of the day, we only have 12 months in a year, and we have a product coming out every month.
Yo,
We
yeah,
we still have to decide, like, when can we put this out, when can we put that out, and if we have plans to release a bunch of stuff already, it's difficult to try to figure out like, oh, can I put this other thing in? Is this
yeah,
one going to do as well as the other one? Things like that. I mean, like I said, at the end of the day, we're still a business. We do still have to think about some of these things.
yeah.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is that Schoolgirl Strikers is not off the table. Exactly.
Not in those words, but yeah. Honestly, I would have
Okay,
loved
okay.
it. I would have loved it, but yeah, it is
Yeah.
what it is.
Yeah. Okay. Got it. I do. Just if since I'm here, I'm coping. I would love Key All Stars. All right. Just leaving it all out there.
Oh,
I absolutely would love a Key All Star set. But you don't literally. You will have one person buying it. Me. Well, apparently two people. There's two people in chat that said that buy Key All Stars. So
yeah, I'm pretty
perfect.
sure they're like dedicated fans of Key internationally for sure.
Oh yeah. Are you familiar with Key's games?
I'm not a huge fan myself, but I do know people who are like super deep in, and then they're like devout basically
Oh
at this
yeah.
point.
Yeah. Yeah.
For sure, yeah.
I'll admit it. I cried during canon. That's fine. I cried. I cried during Decap. Not Decapo. Claned. Cried during that.
Yeah, for sure, yeah. No shame
Absolutely. Oh, Angel Beats.
at all.
Cried during that.
Oh yeah. Mm.
Oh, oh Lord. Woo. All
One of
right.
the developers in the company is actually a huge fan, I think. Or he is still a huge fan of it, yeah,
Oh,
for sure.
based. All right. So we got
Yeah.
one more question, and then we'll
Hmm.
do the draw. We'll let you get back to
Sure.
work.
Hmm.
So in the United States, I know while you were traveling, you probably didn't experience, but we have this thing called Bigfoot, which is like a Sasquatch, like a giant Yeti, like no, it's like a giant like ape monster.
Yeah.
So
Uh-huh.
not like so Bigfoot is typically found like in like Pacific Northwest and in Northern California. There's quote like Bigfoot sightings and stuff. Like what cryptids does Singapore have that you know of?
Cryptids.
Cryptids are like yeah.
We okay, we don't really have like cryptids per se in that sense, but we do have like a lot of
Ghosts?
folktale
Yeah, you have like ghosts and stuff, right?
creatures and like yeah. So like I think one of the most famous one is like the uh in Malay it's called Pontianak. It's like a lady with she smells like a French penny for some strange reason, and then
Sorry, she smells like a what?
uh, it's a kind of flower, a specific type of flower.
Oh,
I think it's
I heard
frangipani. I think it's
I heard I heard the word panties, and I was like, whoa. Well, I want to meet this
no, no,
ghost.
no, no.
Okay, go.
But yeah, so like she smells like this specific type of flower. So like if you smell that thing, then I think there's a specific way you're supposed to keep her out of the house or something like that. But like
Yeah.
yeah, this whole thing. But it's not really like yeah, it's just a folktale thing. I don't think we really have like proper cryptid in Singapore though. I guess the most famous one, if you want to call that a cryptid, is the merlion, I guess.
The Merlion. What is that?
Yeah, so it's a
Explain.
lion. It's a lion's head, but a fish body. It's very famous. There is a huge statue of it in like one of our CBD areas. In fact, we have multiple statues of it.
Oh yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
It,
Is there one in the
yeah, it's
Bushiroad headquarters?
there isn't,
Damn.
but this is like the trippiest thing that we have, I think. this is like a national thing. It's recognized as like a national symbol almost. But everybody's like, what is this thing? What lion? Like head of a lion? There's no lions in Asia. What are you talking about? The body of a fish
Yeah,
also. Is that
I'm
so
looking at it.
strange?
It's the Merlion in Merlion Park near the Singapore CBD is a
Yeah,
well-known
yeah.
tourist icon of Singapore.
It's a thing, yeah. It is a thing.
What? That's crazy. I gotta research this. So I just looked up Singaporean cryptids, and there's the monkey man. What is
Monkey
yeah,
Man.
this looks like a Bigfoot. So okay, so looks like Bigfoot is an international, similar to Weiss Schwarz. That's how we're tying it together.
That's interesting. Okay.
All right, so ready for the last giveaway? Oh man, hold on, real quick. Manny said La Llorona. Do you know the story of La Llorona?
Oh, what's that?
It's a Mexican ghost that it's a story that people tell that parents tell their children that if they're like bad, so La Llorona is a lady that her kids drowned, or like she drowned her kids. I can't like really remember like the specifics on that. And now she just
Hmm.
roams the streets of Mexico, just crying, asking where her children are, just bawling.
Um.
So like if you're quote like out late, like you're hanging out with your friends or whatever, playing White Shores at locals too late, and like you're
Oh no.
and you're like bad, she like comes and like you hear her crying, asking where her kids is, and she will like drown you as well if she catches you. Horrifying,
Oh no.
scary stuff. Yeah, but that's a Mexican. That's a Mexican. Oh, we got like the chupacabra, which is just the thing that eats goats,
Oh
like
yeah yeah yeah.
sucks their blood.
Hmm.
Wild stuff.
Yeah yeah yeah
Yeah,
yeah
wild stuff. Oh, anyways, White Shores, right? We're talking about White
yeah.
Shores. All right. Oh, Luke asked a question that I don't understand. It sounds like a Singaporean question. Luke, if you're still in chat, ask it. Something about black pepper or oh, there
Black
it is.
pepper.
Chili crab, black pepper crab, or salted egg crab.
Oh, gonna make me choose. Damn. Okay, so this is basically like a seafood dish in Singapore. So the most famous one is like the Singapore chili crab, where you cook it in like this like very thick starchy chili sauce, and then black pepper crab like different places do it in different ways, but yeah.
Yeah.
So like this is basically three different ways to prepare it.
Oh, that sounds good.
Um, yeah, it's super good. It's super good. But
Uh,
personally, if I had to pick one, um, probably chili crab. Just mainly because like you can dip like this is small little buns that are deep fried, that you can dip in the sauce to eat. So that's actually my favorite part about eating the crab.
yeah.
Like having the being able to dip the thing into the sauce and eat that. Yeah, I know it's weird because you're eating crab. It's supposed to be like a local delicacy, but like
Yeah.
I love like eating the buns, the fried buns.
I'm so hungry now. I'm so the White Shores, friend of the channel, White Shores EN. Well, I've never heard of them. They said none. Sambal stingray.
Oh, that's based, yeah, for sure.
That's based. All right. So with
Yeah,
that,
yeah. So Sambal is amazing. Yeah.
all right. I've never had stingray. I actually don't. I don't really like seafood. We have this thing in Mexico called ceviche, which is just like
Mm.
it's like raw fish, but it's cooked in lime.
Hmm.
Like the lime cooks it somehow. Like the acidity in the lime like cooks it. So
Ah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
it's like I don't know. My dad, growing up, my dad was like, "You will like this," and I was like, "I don't like it." And he was like, "Oh, that's not a question. I'm telling you, you will like this." That's why we have it like all the time. And I'm like, "Dad, I literally don't like this." Why said, "Come to Singapore. I'll force feed you sambal stingray." I mean, I was like, "You could just yeah. I mean, bring you to eat." I was gonna say you could just give it to me. But all right, final question: Aina, Aiba, or Aimi?
Oh no. Oh no. You guys can't make me pick these things, you know. Like it's so difficult to me to
Yeah,
say.
yeah, we're asking the hard questions here.
Uh, okay, okay. There's only okay. I don't. Okay. I have to say. Hmm. No, you can't do this to me. Not again.
Andy
No.
said Matt's job is on the line. You could also remember you're an honorary American. You could plead the fifth and not answer the question.
Hmm. Hmm. Okay, okay. But I actually do have an answer this time. Alright. And it's probably Aimi. So the reason why I have a reason for this is because I met her ages ago when I was still part-timing. So when I was part-timing for the company, there was
Yeah,
one event that she came, and then I think she was like doing stuff for like Vanguard
yeah.
at that time. So like I actually managed to get like a signed postcard from her, which is really cool because like, it's one
What?
of the first times I like did
That's
this like
so cool.
yeah, so this the first time I like went to do one of these like get a signature from like the CU and things like that,
Yeah.
which is really really cool I think, and yeah, the memory kind of stuck with me. I can remember because she spoke English to me as well, which is like
What?
wow,
Oh,
okay, I didn't
that's
expect that,
insane.
that kind of thing. Yeah. But this was ages ago. It's like
Yeah.
eight years ago, 9 years ago.
Oh man, you met Aimi. That's insane. You met Kidani. You met
Yeah.
Aimi. You met all my heroes. That's
Yeah.
that's all my heroes. Oh man, that is insane. So in Little Tokyo, at the card shop, they have a signed shikishi board of Aimi, and I and
Mm.
the dudes in the Little Tokyo trading card shop, they actually do a lot of Bushiroad collaborations. They're actually one of the dudes that hosted the Rem and Ram birthday collaboration that they did a while ago,
Oh, nice.
and they also
Mm.
did a little bit of the Bushiroad one that's there. That's
Mm.
there right now. So, and like I always go in there. They always say hi to me. They call me Lunchbox too, which is kind of embarrassing, but no knock to them. But yeah, I'm really good friends with them. And I asked them, like, I was buying like the Rem and Ram stuff, and then we were like talking. They always ask me like Weiss Schwarz question, and I'm like, you get this, get this, get this. They might do better with this. And then I asked them like, when are you going to be doing local tournaments? They were like, we're going to do them soon because LA, there's still like some restrictions in meetings, especially because their shop is a little small. And I asked them how much for the Aimi signature, and he's like, you know
Oh
what?
no.
I'm going to talk to my boss and I'll get back to you. And I was like, what? And then they told me a price that I literally will not pay. I'll message it to you because, it's like a secret behind closed doors thing. But I was like, oh
Yeah.
no. Also, everybody is very excited that you've talked to Ayumi, that you like Ayumi. And even Extra Depressive said, we always knew Matt was based, Matt cultured, Matt based. Colin said, met her. Ayo Sparrow said, what? Yeah, and just a bunch of Aimi emotes as well.
Oh, okay.
So
Wait. So I have another thing to share. So like sometimes when they come over to Singapore for guest stuff,
oh yeah.
they will drop by the office, and that's like we get to meet a couple of people. So that's how I've met some of these like the CAU from the company and stuff like that.
Have,
So
have you
they do
met?
come to the office.
So
Yeah.
in D4DJ, I do not remember her name. There is a Seiyu that's doing the English dubbing, for the English, the Japanese Seiyu is doing the English voices for
Oh,
D4DJ. I don't remember her name.
Kagami Karin, I think.
There we go. Yes, 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 yes. Have you met her?
Yeah. Oh, I haven't met her yet,
Oh
but
dang.
we did like had to get a chance to speak to her and stuff like that, working on certain projects with her. So that's quite interesting.
Oh, that's so
Yeah.
cool. Ah, I'm so jealous.
Yeah.
I'm so jealous. You met all my heroes. That's insane. So with that being
Yeah.
said, let's give out
Yeah.
the last box.
Sure, sounds good.
Let's give out that last box. All right, so we currently have 33 people. So because this is, oh yeah, Colin said yet. He said yet. You haven't met her yet. All right, so if you want a chance to get a quintessential quintuplets 2 box, just message the chat. If you've messaged before, you are still in. But for this one, because we're like a lot farther into the stream, if you do win, just confirm in the chat. Just send like a little message, just like I won, like, or whatever. And then I'll send you my Discord. Message me with your email. I'll forward that over to Bushiroad, and then we'll get everything sorted out. So, Ty, you are added because you were. Let's see here. Romom, you are actually already entered because you were chatting. So you're all good there. Do not worry. You are in. What? David, you are in as well. So let's give him like a little bit. How many arms and legs does it take? It literally takes 3 fingers, maybe your thumbs if you're watching on mobile. All right. So looks like we are all set to go. Everybody that has messaged is in. So again, when we finish spinning, just give us like a little confirmation message that you're still in the chat. Maybe we'll wait out like a minute and for that, and then let's get going. All right, let me know when to go. Ready
All
when
right,
you.
so let's Weiss Schwarz again.
All right, and spin.
Let's. Oh, okay, cool.
I already spin. I already spent it.
Yeah, damn.
Here we go. Here we
Okay.
go. Here we go. Here we go. There's a lot of people. You say booyah. I believe they are over on Twitch. So if you could confirm that you are still in the chat, you're still watching the stream. We actually got 2 YouTube viewers and 1 Twitch viewer, but it looks like they are not responding. Uh-oh.
Oh no.
You say booyah if you're still. Oh, there he is. Or there they are. Hey, you say booyah, you won. Congratulations. They messaged it a little delayed, but they got it. Congratulations. Let me send my Discord name over to y'all over on Twitch. And then we will congratulations. You win a quintessential quintuplets 2 box, I believe. There you go. Booyah's here. Yep. There's my Discord name. Go ahead. Send me a link. Let me just write this down that you won a You Say Booyah Quints 2. These are so real quick, all these boxes they have SPs in them, right? That's a joke. You don't need to answer that. I don't want you to get in trouble.
It's a Schrodinger's. It's in there until you don't crack it.
Okay, all right, for sure. All right, so we are going to end the stream there. Thank you so much, Matt the Intern, for joining us. Congratulations to everybody that also won. And the final question that I have is, what is one thing that would you like to tell Weiss Schwarz players and collectors?
Honestly, I think card games are an amazing hobby. Look where I am. I started playing card games, and now here I am doing this stream, talking to you guys, and just continue enjoying the hobby, and enjoy it however you like. I think that's the beauty of card games. You can enjoy it in any way you like. You can play it, collect it. You can and the people that you meet just playing card games as well it's amazing. I think like I've made so many friends, met so many different people just by playing card games, and it wouldn't have been possible if I didn't start playing Weiss Schwarz. I did pick up this guy a trial deck that 12 years ago now, 10 years ago or something like that.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's been an amazing experience for me, and I hope all of you have similar experiences moving forward too. Yeah.
All right. That sounds good to me, everyone. Thank you again for hanging out. Thank you again for watching. Wow. Sorry. I went in full YouTuber mode. I was just on autopilot. Thank you all again. Take care. Don't forget to drink your water. Thank you again, Matt the Intern. And we're going to end it there. This has been Lunchbox 5930 at Catholic Weiss Schwarz signing out. Thank you all.